Welcome to it, sports fans. The MKT Show on the last day of winter month. June always feels like winter month or summer month wherever you are on planet Earth, unless you're on the equator and it doesn't matter and it's just a sauna the whole time. So that statement was a lie. So we've started this show terribly today, but it means it can only get better, you know. The French or philosophers back in the day, they used to say you should eat a frog in the morning, you know. You should eat a frog in the morning because then everything you do from there is better than that. So we've started off on a lie. Let's see if we can turn it around. I don't know if we can. I'm not, I'm not the Messiah. I'm not a psychic who for some reason lives in an incredible house always. I mean, it's a great business. Maybe I should have been a psychic. Do they lie? Am I a liar? Am I a psychic? All of this and more coming up on the news. That's what news people sound like. This is not about news. None of us are journalists. I'm joined by a man, superb beard, again wearing red/mauve/ I'm not sure what the color is. He's in love with it. James Jimbo Illingsley. How are you doing, pal?
More.
What's news?
Football doesn't make sense anymore. Does that count as news?
Yeah, it's all happening.
Nothing makes sense.
It's coming home, mate. It's coming. It's come. Football's coming home.
I actually kind of enjoy being one of the few people that don't believe that yet. I still feel like...
It's not coming home.
You know? Is it coming home, though?
You tell me.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Why do people hate England so much?
I think people would like England more if they actually had a convincing squad.
Yeah. People are so happy when England lose. Is it because of the media?
I think so. Although, was it Peter Drury last night, the commentator?
No, I didn't listen. I don't listen anymore. I'm sick of the commentary. And speaking of which, what is with the heavy breathing? That are the mics? What's happened? I don't know if have you picked that up. If you're watching commentary, by the way, some of the feeds, like who's Martin Tyler the other night, but it's been a couple of feeds where I can hear the breathing. The one I remember distinctly, Andy Townsend was in. I can hear them like breathing like they're about to die in the booth. What's going on there?
Rashford with the ball.
Yes, sexual like that. But what's worse is it's clearly the guy off mic. And they're like old men, right? So they make old, like James, you make old men sounds every now and then, and I make fun of you. And so James will, yeah, no, they're in the background. Like,
welcome back to the MKT Show, where we do ASMR and some sports
and other stuff too. But so you haven't heard that at all in the tournament? Okay, I'd like to know from people whether you've heard the heavy breathing. I mean, go check out social media. I'm not the only person who's not happy about this. So I stopped watching commentary after that night. I can't remember what the game was, but I think I put it in the group to say what is going on with the heavy breathing.
I think it was the Italy game.
I couldn't handle it. So now I just watch Mark Goldbridge on the watch along. He's hilarious. He's the United Stand guy. Very funny.
Oh, hectic. Okay.
Oh, so funny. It's much better to watch it with him, especially when England are playing.
Dude, Wembley was so electric last night.
And that was at what, half capacity? I think Wembley's 90 now, so even less than half. It was cooking.
And when Ari scored that goal, people just lost their minds because obviously it's Captain Fantastic and Mr. England.
Beating Germany, the Germans, beating them again.
Saw a funny video. A guy and his son are walking down the passageway in a hotel. And they're on their way, obviously, to an England game because they're all dressed up and they've got the flag. And he's teaching his son one of the chants. And he's going, 2 world wars and 1 World Cup.
Dude,
he's like teaching the child. And then they push the button to get into the lift. The doors open. And it's packed with just Germans. And they all have paraphernalia and everything also. And they kind of just stand there awkwardly because they're very outnumbered. And these Germans are huge.
Yeah.
And then the child goes... 2 world wars and the dad blocks the child's mouth. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, it's so good.
Hilarious.
Listen, one thing you can't... The best chance in global football. I mean, if you come from a closer background, so The Guijo movement made a little bit of movement. They're trying to bring it in, but it's, I don't know, it's just because, largely speaking, I mean, rugby and football here, we don't really get into the chanting much. We're not like, let's all chant together. We're not like the English, right? And the English have the best chants worldwide, that's for sure.
They do.
In the English-speaking world. I mean, I can't say this enough. The best football environment to watch a crazy football game is the chocolate box, of course. But yeah, just you cannot get better than the La Bombonera. It doesn't get better, and I don't know what they were saying, but I was getting involved. But in the English-speaking world, there is no better than English football chants.
Dude, even the ones that pick on other players or whatever, it's just incredible. Like, there was a Steven Gerrard one that the Liverpool fans came up with, and then that was changed because he slipped, obviously, and cost Liverpool the title. So, like, Liverpool fans made it, and it's like Steven Gerrard is hard. He can kick a ball 40 yards. I think it's Steven Gerrard. And they changed it about him slipping against Demba Ba, and like, I thought that whole thing is quite funny.
Yeah,
I think the British are very creative when it comes to their chants.
My favorite is during the game, something happens and guys already have a chant going, somehow a whole stand.
Yeah.
But that incident happened in the game. I've always wondered, like, I'm at a game, right? I remember going to watch, like, I'm watching the game. When did I've watched you guys be there.
Yeah.
How did it spread amongst everyone? Did one guy start shouting, two guys got it, and then it just, but it's phenomenal. It's an incredible experience. So listen, you can't, I think the English are hated because, yeah, it may be connected to the global history, perhaps, because they do kind of own everything, the Commonwealth thing. So I think there's some ill feeling there. And also, they're not that apologetic.
Especially when it comes to football or stuff that they're passionate about. They're not apologetic at all.
I just think about being British. Like I think there's also the branding of Great Britain. I think I explained to you that it's not actually that great, as in that great that we think, as in we're the best. It's actually just the bigger Britain. But it's kind of been rebranded as the Great Britain, and they've kind of embraced that. You know? I think the English don't have, especially in recent history, like they've, Thatcher, not loved globally. The Commonwealth still exists. That's got its own thing. That we know what that represents in history. So, but also they're not. I think them in America is that they are not apologetic about having, well, let's call it what it is, conquered the world. They don't. I never hear British people going, oh, what sorry about that. And I think that makes it very difficult for people to like them. But then they got the Premier League. Like, what do?
Yeah, I mean,
it's tough. It's tough. They've got an ego. They've got what they've got, and they are the economic hub of the world currently. London is the place if you want to do world business, So Brexit now. So there's all sorts of things about them where I can kind of see it. I think my personality type is pretty similar. It's like, we're going to do what we do. We don't need you. If you want to come along, great. If not, great.
Do you think British people are going to be unbearable when it comes home?
More unbearable than they are now?
Yeah, I mean, just to add on to what you're saying, because,
I think the whole world will be unhappy. It's like when Man United win, It's just like, I don't think the resentment towards Britain and largely England, I think when we say Britain, largely I think we mean England, is that it's not just about the football. I think the history is such a big part of it. And I think they're unapologetic. That's the other part, is that they're not like China, China is doing stuff people don't like, but they're kind of quiet. They never, it's kind of made home, and China's this big empire. Like, it's a clear and present danger if you're phobic of the Chinese, right? And they are a monster. That it's cooking, but they're not out there. It's not the Great China. And even sort of the rebranding of what we know as the Silk Road, that's been rebranded. So it's kind of like a softening of their image. Well, Great Britain, well, let's go with it. England, let's go with it. 2 world wars, as you said, 2 world wars. And I'll tell you, I mean, listen, I did an exchange year exchange 6 months at the school of all schools in the United Kingdom. And unashamedly, they say there's a bench. I'll never forget this bench at Eton, right? And it says, this is the field where the world wars were won. Because that's how Eton views itself, is all the great men in England come through, and unapologetic, by the way. No, not like, oh, we should keep this quiet. Eton is massively resented. And for those who don't know, Eton, of course, feeder school largely to Oxford. It is the connection there. It is, that's about as douchebag as it gets. And I think, that represents English. Boris, kind of all the prime ministers, not all, but the last 2, certainly Eton guys, Oxford guys. So, it's gonna, when you're good and you know it, people don't like it.
Paolo Diaz says, if the final is in England and the trophy is already there, is football not already home? Are the trophy and football a combined concept, or do they live separately?
They are.
Is football solely an English construct, assuming home is Wembley, and the English apparently invented the game?
Yeah. No, sure. In the Western world, they have, I think that propaganda has been spread. We know football precedes that. They were the first people, for those who don't know the history, you can go and look it up. In terms of association football, all it is that, and they've kind of, again, here we go, they've kind of gone with it. It's because they were the first people to put rules to it. So the association, the Football Association, of course, the oldest of what we know globally.
Yeah.
They were the first people to put rules to it. So they didn't invent football. Football preceded the United Kingdom. There's lots of rumors about where, when it was in India, people in India say that, people in South America say it was their thing. Lots of people say they invented football. But yeah, the England was the first place to put rules to football. So yeah, just a really interesting thing there. And first to professionalize, of course, pay players to play that we know of, or that I'm certainly aware of from what I've read. I may be wrong.
Well, that's why it became association football. Because of the sort of the concept of paying the players. You had to belong to...
be associated.
Yeah. To be paid. I just realized the wrong date is up on the stream. I'm going to fix that in a second.
All right. It's today, yeah. Yeah, but, it's coming home, James. You got to embrace it, mate. It's coming home.
Nah.
Football's coming home.
Spain's got this.
Oh, Spain's got it, yeah.
Paula even said this morning, Spain's got this. We got this, boys.
So you're backing Spain?
I was backing Spain from the start. I questioned their team choices. Doesn't mean I wasn't backing them.
Do you think they'll beat... who they got?
They have...
Who's it? Belgium, Italy?
That is a very good question. I would Google it, but I'm busy changing a date here.
It's okay. We'll have a look here. James says Spain. By the way, great result by the Ukraine last
Aren't they
night.
playing Denmark or someone?
Spain have Switzerland.
Oh, easy stuff.
Yeah, that's what France said. Oof. It's the business end now. Because none of these teams are bad. Belgium, Italy is an absolute cracker.
Apparently the Ukraine game last night was quite electric.
Off the hook. And a good game, by the way. A good game in the end. I mean, electrifying scenes in the 121st minute. Imagine that. Heartbreak Hotel. Denmark get the red card, of course, and then...
Denmark?
Sweden get the red card.
I did see a still image of that tackle.
It wasn't a red, but okay. I want to move on from that. Superb header. Ukraine, they are through, and probably give Russia the middle finger.
Oh, I don't know.
That Crimea thing's a huge thing. There's a lot happening there with the Ukraine, and listen, following this, Russia still saying the shirt is illegal and is tantamount to sort of it's illegal. They should be banned because it's tantamount to sort of a crime. Oh, are you asking what that word means?
Yes.
It can be equated to you can sort of think of it as illegal, and it should be seen as a crime against humanity because Russia say that they shouldn't be including the Crimea region as part of the Ukraine, and on their kit it's there. So that's going to be saucy, Putin.
Yeah, I saw that was a big thing
Oh, yeah.
before the Euros started. On the topic of you educating me, though, I've got something to educate you.
Today.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, do you want to hear my story about when I had to do this? Did I ever tell you when I had to do the spread eagle in the Ukraine?
That doesn't sound how I think you want it to sound.
No, it probably does sound exactly how you want it to sound.
All right.
Or what you're thinking. So I pitch up, we go, myself, and so we were going to do a few things, but particularly I wanted to go and see Chernobyl. So get there at the airport. Lady comes to me, like a whole lot of us. We're in queue, having a laugh, having a chat, as the lads do. Lady comes to me, pulls me aside. They take me to a room with my bags. I had a big, or not, like a small backpack actually. And so she says, "Are we talking? What are you doing here?" Blah blah. It's broken English. She had to bring in like a translator guy, massive dude, guy's the size of a house. But okay, I'm like, oh, whatever. It is what it is. Eventually, they say you're gonna have to take your clothes off, get against the wall, and I hear the glove, the classic glove.
Ooh,
yeah, that one. And yeah, I got she went up the back tunnel to see that I didn't have any. Well, I don't know. I've never sort of taken drugs across a border, but yeah, that happened to me in the Ukraine. That was just the beginning.
What did it sound like when they were done? Was it like?
Well, wait, why what's that? Is that when she's pulling the glove out?
Yeah. I hope that comes through on the mic.
I can't remember. It was pretty traumatic. I hadn't had anybody, unless it was medical, so that it was kind of.
Also, was she like overly aggressive with it? Like against the wall?
Why are you turning this sexual? Like, like for you, what is this? Some sort of sick fantasy for you, James? Is this your dream?
No, I'm asking
for a dominant female figure
because it's a Ukrainian woman.
And what does that mean? Now you wanna, okay? Explain that.
She's kind of like. I don't want to say.
You have to. You have to. Yeah, I need you to please paint this picture for me. She's a Ukrainian woman, thus.
Well, my head instantly, and I apologize if I offend anyone.
Sorry, it's too late to
My
apologize.
head instantly went to the stereotypical like butch woman, and you were like the stick person.
Yeah.
And she was like super aggressive with you, and you were just scared the whole time, like shaking, and like she just pushed you against the wall. It's like against the wall.
Yeah, the guy ended up pushing me against the wall.
Oh, lame. That makes the story less interesting.
And it's not like I was like resisting, but anyway, whatever. So that was the start of my trip. Eventually, they found out that I'm not a drug mule or whatever they thought I was. So we go on. The lads had a bit of a laugh about it. I can't remember whether it was traumatic or not, but because I was just such an easygoing person, and it wasn't the first time it had happened to me, by the way. But those are stories for another time. And that was the beginning. Then you'll love this.
Tell me.
So it's now the day we're going to Chernobyl, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, guys. Lads again. I mean, obviously, tragic event, but, you're with the lads having a good time, getting pumped up. We go to the tour. So we get there now to like where you got to they take you on the tour. I don't know if have you been to the Ukraine?
I've been to nowhere in Europe.
Okay. So we're going and we get there, kind of like I want to say the tour office, but it's just like a ridiculous place. We go, hey, we here, English translator. Actually, we had a Ukrainian friend for that part of the leg of the Chernobyl thing. We get there. They have no clue who we are. But we've paid full price for this, by the way, and I'm not going to tell you how much it costs. It costs an arm and a leg. And just, sorry, gentlemen, no refunds, go away. Like, you can only come here with a reservation. So, obviously, it's a situation now, but what do? You've got all sorts of military around you, and, like, kind of edgy, black guy as well. I'm the only black guy, by the way, but I'm the only black person maybe in Chernobyl on that day. And yeah, so we like, obviously we can't get aggro. We're upset. But eventually we go home and whatever. We had a great time. Kiev, phenomenal place. But eventually we find out that, oh no, this is a common thing where they scam people. Like, because there's nothing you can do. It's cash payment. There isn't like, oh, here, have a receipt. It's kind of like, okay, you have the Chernobyl tour. You want to book it? Cool. Write your name here. And it's not like here, you know? It's not like in our country. We're quite sophisticated, actually. Like, excuse me, do you mind emailing that to me for tax? You know what I mean? You know how we do that in this country? No,
I need to send it to my tax man.
I like to have it because I can just have it. My bookkeeper must have everything, you know. Let's get it on the books. Yeah, no, none of that. And so I got scammed out of. I don't want to make it up. I think it was like 300 euros as well, or 300 back then. It wasn't euros, but yeah, no, it was the equivalent of about 5,000, 6,000 South African rand, just down the drain. Yeah, that was my first Ukraine experience. You know, after that it was cool. I mean, I've been a couple of times. I love Kiev, but yeah, that's my story. How about that? Finger up the back tunnel, and you get scammed out of basically, you know,
lots of money.
Yeah,
nice.
Ukraine.
What an experience, huh?
Phenomenal.
Nah,
Ukraine, real place.
I'm good.
You're right.
I'm good without that, thanks.
Well, what, without the finger up the back passage?
Yeah.
Have you been for a prostate exam?
No.
Okay, well, you should go for a prostate exam. Always. I mean, I know people say it's like everyone says, after 28, after 30, you're entering that. Just be keeping an eye all the time. Well, why not? And also, by the way, gentlemen, feel your bollocks. Right? Testicular cancer, real thing. Keep an eye on it, especially now. I mean, there's been some incredible, I think we revealed some incredible technology that came out and is available in South Africa now, which basically, if we catch it early, it's basically like the common cold now from the looks of things. I mean, you can go and look the tech up. I don't want to bore people with it, but it's available here now, and we're testing it in South Africa, and it seems safe. So it's incredible. So just feel your testes. Have a feel down there. Oh, feels like there might be a 2.5 situation down there. Get yourself down the doctor, James?
And tell him to have a look at your ball.
Yeah, real thing. Feel your testes.
Okay.
Feel your nuts. 2.5, not good. 2, perfect. Perfect.
What about 3 4/4?
Oof, should have felt it 1.25 ago. Oh, 3 4/4 is a hole. I noticed you said 4/4.
Yeah.
That's a hole. That's 5. What you said is 5. Okay, can't save you there. Should have checked 3 balls ago. But yeah, real thing.
3 balls. I just wanted to see how long it would take you to work out.
Oh, okay. Now that's cerebral.
I know.
Now that's cerebral. James learned the word cerebral a couple of weeks ago. Cannot stop.
Everything's cerebral. Me setting up the show,
no,
cerebral.
No, James, you know what? You're actually dead right, by the way. Everything that human beings do is the central nervous system. You know, everybody goes body, mind, and body. It's like the yoga, like, hippie, right? Your mind and your body are working. They're not the same. And often a lot of us are all heart, no head. Or some of us are all head, no heart. Like, no, you moron. Everything's the central nervous system. So if you have friends that tell you that the body and the mind are different, they're not. They're idiots. Smack them in the jaw. Or you ever poke someone in the jugular here, James, in the Adam's apple region?
I can't say.
You should do it to people that go, the mind and the body work separately. No, they don't.
We have punch them in the throat.
Everything works through the central nervous system.
Mind over matter.
Yeah. No, I can that I can work with. It's the come in. You'll see I've laid out the incense, and
oh no, please.
I've got the green crystals over there.
Oh no,
because of feng shui. I've got pink ones. You know, your body and your mind work separately, and the problem is that today is so busy, and it is so go that often we forget that our minds and our souls and our body work separately, and it's all about aligning. God,
it is so go.
It is, eh?
Some people just need to wake me up.
Enlightenment, and the enlightened people with body and mind.
You didn't see what I did there. That was great.
Oh, what did you do?
I said it's so go. Some people just need to wake up. Because wake me up before you go. And leave me hanging on like a yo-yo.
Wake me up. That's a good one. Take me dance tonight.
Oh, wow. Wow. I'm deaf now.
Who sings that, James?
But it is Tina Turner.
Oof, you're gonna upset. You're gonna upset Dory. Yeah, she's George Michael is like her spirit animal.
It's George Michael.
I don't think it is. I think is it Wham or is it just him?
It's probably.
I think it's Wham.
It
Dude.
sounds like Wham.
Yeah. So Dory is besotted with Wham. Just absolutely. Dory, by the way, works at Cliff Central. CliffCentral.com, a place you can find the MKT Show. Should you want to be listening to the podcast or anything like that, you can get it at CliffCentral.com, the Cliff Central app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's Wham.
It's Wham. Dory besotted with them. Yeah, George Michael, you did some stuff in the bathroom. Don't really want to get into it. Listen, that was my story about the Ukraine. Do you want to educate me quickly? I mean, we're going to start the show. Listen, we'll talk Southgate, talk a little bit of Belgium as well, and we might talk some Spain. We'll see. We'll see how the show goes. Are Spain getting any better? I don't know. People are telling me that Spain are in the mix. So, but before that, James has just said the most exciting words in the world. He's going to educate me. What?
Education with James.
Yeah, James. Yeah. It's one of some of my favorite things to hear from James. He's going to educate me. Let's go, Jimbo. What you got for me, pal?
Psychic determinism.
Yes.
Those are words, huh? Psychic determinism.
Okay.
Any guesses as to what psychic determinism is?
Now, determinism, for those who don't know, so I don't know what psychic determinism is. I do know what determinism is, though.
Okay, so what's determinism?
Determinism. All right, so you've heard the most famous model of determinism is what we have termed lately the butterfly effect. So for those who don't know what that is that if a butterfly flaps its wings in Taiwan and I live in Gambia, the effect of that butterfly's waffery will be felt in Gambia at some stage, somewhere on the time continuum, or even immediately. But everything has affects something someone else. It's a model. It's called a model for determinism. But go ahead, James.
Right. So, and I will introduce my boy Sigmund.
Okay.
The home dog Sigmund.
All right, Sigmund. What a mensch.
Psychic determinism, right? Theorizes that all mental processes are not spontaneous, but are determined by the unconscious or pre-existing mental complexes.
Okay.
So it was okay. A little bit of backstory. Yesterday I was doing a bit of work, and I read a word on. I was procrastinating and going through Facebook.
Yes.
And I read a word that said psychic determinism, and I was like, "That sounds interesting. Sounds like a concept I could education with James."
Yeah.
And so I read up about it, and it's very interesting because Sigmund came into the picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my boy Sigmund.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it. It's about the only reason why.
I like it. Okay, so tell me again.
Theorizes that all mental processes are not spontaneous, but determined by the unconscious or pre-existing mental complexes.
Okay, that is an issue of free will there, and free will, a very interesting one as well. Did free will come up in some of your teachings?
No, but like I said, Freud did, and Freud's version of psychic determinism, because everyone then had a theory, and it was all just theories.
Mm-hmm.
So Freud's version is that mental events, which is the psychic part of psychic determinism, mental events do not occur by chance, but always have an underlying cause that can be uncovered by analysis.
Okay.
Which in turn kind of goes back to the butterfly thing, because because of the butterfly's wings
Wafting.
that's why that thing happened in Gambia.
Gotcha. Also, a terrible film by, what's the guy's name? He replaced Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men.
What movie were we talking about here?
Butterfly Effect.
Oh.
No good. I watched it under duress. You ever seen it? What's the douchebag's name?
Should I? I don't know.
You didn't watch 2.5 Men?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, what's the guy's name? He's married to Mila Kunis now.
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher, that's his name.
Oh, sorry, I got confused. You said the guy that replaced Charlie Sheen. I was very confused.
Why? You never seen 2.5 Men?
I didn't take it in that you said that, but I heard you say it, and psychic determinism.
You've applied it. Wow, you've applied your own teaching. Okay, James, I learned something today. I mean, it wasn't exactly the most sort of, really, I don't know what you taught me. You just read what it is. It's not really teaching me, but it's a start.
It is.
You know,
It is.
You've engaged me. There's a fire that's been lit, and you've created an appetite to learn, and I appreciate that.
To make this sort of segment a lot more interesting.
Sigmund, did you say?
I did say it,
yeah,
but I didn't. But I did.
Yeah, to make this segment more interesting, yeah.
You should give me a term.
Sure.
Okay. And give me, like, until the next show to not research it or anything, but think about what it could mean, and then I'll educate you. Because that way I'll come in with barely any knowledge.
Yeah.
And just my own thoughts. And then that equals entertainment, because being inside my head, wonderful place.
So I should just say stuff on the show.
Yeah.
That I know, and then
like tomorrow you'll be like, James, yesterday I told you about frog legs theory.
Sure.
And then I don't know why I went into. I should have just gone with like X.
No, but yours is it's a hypothetical.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to start today?
Yes.
What subject do you want to talk on? Because I'm not a very smart person, by the way. I just I don't know very much. So this segment could be over in like 5 weeks. I only know like 4 or 5 things. I'm probably the wrong person. I'm not the smartest guy, but
I'm terrible with sciences.
Oh,
So not science.
okay.
Or science.
So you don't want to learn.
It's not that I'm. Nah, I'd be more interested in like psychology kind of things.
Psychology. Okay. What? That's an interesting one. What could we do with psychology? Because most people do Freud.
You could do N'Golo Kante.
I'm afraid I don't have anything for you at this moment in time.
I just need a second to
Sure.
process.
Do what you must. I'm afraid I have nothing for you. Okay. All right. Should we do something? What? A little bit of psychoanalysis. We could do
So much pain.
object of desire. That's one mental state. Do you wanna maybe educate me on what the state we call freedom of association is? Have we discussed that before?
I don't think so. Okay. Let
so
me
you talk me. Okay.
Let me. write
Okay.
this down.
So freedom of association. Why is that significant in the history of psychology? How about that? Let's start there. And there's quite a cool thing that's happened within that space. So let's say freedom of association.
Okay. So that's what we're going with, right?
Okay. So freedom of association. James tomorrow is going to educate us why it is such an important thing.
Wait, I can't find your number on my WhatsApp.
That's okay.
Okay. Freedom
of association. Yeah.
Association.
Yeah.
And then you said what? After that?
I don't know. That's it. Freedom of association. And why is it so important? Oh, listen, when you Google it, I'd like to know why it is so prominent and what has it led to in today's world of psychology? I think you can just give us kind of a 5-minute sort of education piece tomorrow.
Alrighty, I've sent you a WhatsApp
Okay.
as a form of note making.
Reminder. Or you could just have an app where you just remind yourself. You know?
I could.
Yeah.
Okay. There we
Freedom
go.
of association. So you're going to tell us freedom of association tomorrow. Tune in for that. Everybody thought they'd come here just for sport. Little did they know?
We speak about wars and Ukrainian women and stuff.
Finger up the back passage. It happened.
Well, yeah.
I still haven't been to Chernobyl, by the way. Been to Ukraine maybe 6 times, 7 times. Still have not been to Chernobyl.
That's good. You might come back with 3 eyes.
No, there's people who live there. Do you know there's a great documentary? I forget what it's called, but there's women who live there. They've lived there forever. They're like old women now. But wildlife is returning to Chernobyl now. It is a fantastic sight to behold. Scientists are saying, and I've seen a couple of dockies. So, don't be ignorant, James. Chernobyl's back. But Chernobyl's like bell-bottom jeans. I've been seeing bell-bottoms this winter.
Me too. Huh?
They're back. Chernobyl. Who would have ever thought? Bell-bottom jeans, Chernobyl. Basically the same thing.
2021 is a different time, huh?
Yeah, because both were a disaster in their time, but they've made a comeback, and now, everyone's kind of fascinated.
Bell bottoms are those ones where I just get images in my head where people are like doing that dance thing. Yeah.
That's the way I like
That's the song.
Hey? That's exactly what it is. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this, James. A little bit of psychology, and this is unbelievable, by the way, just so you know. And I think James knows this as well, or you may not. I mean, psychoanalysis is like we could go forever on that subject. It is one of my reading subjects, and I do enjoy it.
I do enjoy it too.
We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. How much you enjoy it.
I do enjoy learning about it. So.
All right. So what are we doing tomorrow, James?
We are doing... I closed my
He's
WhatsApp.
already forgotten.
Freedom of association. Freedom
Okay.
of association.
Freedom of association. Looking forward to that. All right, let's get to the sports stuff. Jimbo, good to have you here, pal.
Good to be here.
Football's coming home, mate. All right, before we get into that, Frank de Boer resigned. Your thoughts?
Netherlands manager.
Yes, that's a thought. And a correct one.
My first thoughts when he resigned, I was like, there's a lot of managers resigning all of a sudden, or like a lot of managers that are in the market. Like Scott Parker was on the market for about 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's off to Bournemouth. You don't say the TH, he's English. And Cockney.
So it's Scott, what did you say?
Bournemouth.
Oh, I thought you meant
2 F's at the end.
what do you mean?
Bournemouth.
You meant his name.
Oh, no.
Right. Anyway.
No TH there.
I think he might return to club football.
Old de Boer. Yeah, he resigned. He said, look, I didn't achieve my goal. The contract said, look, I got to do, quarterfinal. Didn't make it. So he's out.
But think about it. Where's someone like Frank de Boer going to go?
I don't know. It's broken, dude. He's broken. I think he might need to go back to like an Ajax or something, or somewhere to go and rebuild himself. Inter didn't work. Crystal Palace was an absolute train smash. I mean, left there after 6 months. Listen, from all reports, an extremely difficult human being to get along with. Extremely difficult.
Hey, the Germany job's open now. So
No, it's not. Hansi Flick.
Oh yeah, that's
and
true.
Germans and the Dutch, a bit of a situation there, James.
Right.
When you go and travel there, you'll realize if there's 2 countries who genuinely despise each other, it is those 2. They cannot. The Dutch and that's real, by the way. That's not like, oh, we're making it up to sound cool. There's serious tension there. The Dutch and the Germans, niche. Hansi Flick and Germans. Why would Germans go outside? We drive our own cars. We have our own managers. They'll tell you. Hansi Flick. He's the new guy. He's already in. We left Munchen after winning the treble.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that.
No, what Germans get it? The Germans will never, ever get a non-German manager. Absolutely no way.
Imagine if the Netherlands hire like Roy Hodgson or someone.
Could happen. I mean, I think he's had every single job in the world. I'm pretty sure he was packing my goods at Checkers 16 years ago. Roy Hodgson has been in football for 50 years, I think, as a coach.
He has been doing top flight. I read a stat the other day. He's been a top flight manager in the Premier League alone for some ridiculous amount of time.
You must remember he had the Liverpool job. Where was he? Fulham took them to the Europa League final. Switzerland, I think he had. Inter Milan. I mean, he has had something. He's been all over the place.
Didn't he have the England job?
He was in, yes, England. He was in Sweden, I believe he coached, or somewhere in Scandinavia. I think it was Sweden. He's been all over the place.
I'm googling Roy Hodgson's managerial career.
Roy Hodgson has had some career, and it's kind of an interesting career because it's been everywhere. It's such a cool life. I mean, his story, his book will be amazing because I've got a bit of a travel gene in me, and I absolutely love people who move around. I come from a family where my mother always says, if you're not happy, move. You're not a tree.
This is the longest list
Yeah, let's hear
I've
it.
ever seen.
Let's hear it.
So he started. Am I just giving names or
Yeah,
years
just give
also?
names and we'll try and figure it out. We can always make it up if we
Yeah.
get the country wrong. Sorry. Sorry, Micronesia, if we don't get you right.
So he started in 1976. That's the only date I'll give you. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's when his management career started, 1976.
So that's 45 years ago. Incredible.
40. Yeah,
Don't worry, I've done the maths.
have to
I'm not an
sneeze.
after kid. Don't worry about it.
I have to sneeze. It's happening. Okay, in 1976, Halmstad's BK.
Yeah, it's probably Sweden.
Then he went to Bristol.
Yeah. Great party town, by the way. Bristol. You ever go to the UK, if you're young, Bristol, straight away.
Vibes.
Oh, university town, dude. 2 massive universities. Phenomenal party town.
IK Odervolt, probably Dutch.
Yeah, Scandinavia? No. Oh, okay. Oh, Dutch, yeah. Could be Dutch.
Orebro SK.
Cheapest. Yeah, whenever it's SK, whatever, that sounds Scandinavian.
Yeah. Then he went to Malmo.
That's Zlatan Ibrahimovic's original hometown.
Then Neuchâtel Xamax.
Sounds Dutch.
Jeez. Then he managed Switzerland, Inter Milan, Blackburn Rovers, Inter Milan caretaker manager. Then he, and yes, you are hearing me correctly, he managed Grasshoppers.
Yeah, no, famous club. Austrian club Grasshoppers, I believe. Am I right there? Click on them quick. I think they are Austrian. Maybe my knowledge is off.
Based in
Famous club. Very famous club.
Based in Zurich,
Swiss.
Switzerland.
Yeah. But famous club, yeah.
So after the Grasshoppers, he went to Copenhagen. Then he went to Udinese, United Arab Emirates.
Hey,
He was the what?
Udinese. That's an interesting one. Udinese had a South African star, by the way. And famously, he took over his pap with him because he didn't like pasta. Siyabonga Nomvete. For those who don't remember him, I remember a very famous story. He's a Xhosa guy, super, or Zulu, I think. But anyway, he because he hated pasta, there was a really funny article. I'll never forget reading it, that he had to get someone to send him impepo.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he needed pap.
Damn.
Very funny.
Wow,
Wow, I didn't know he managed Udinese. Jeez, what a career, this guy.
dude. After Udinese, it was the UAE.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to Viking.
Mm-hmm.
Managed Finland, Fulham, Liverpool, West Brom, England, England under 21 caretaker manager, and Crystal Palace since 2017, obviously ending in 2021.
How sensational was that career?
Dude, that is
What a way to live. Imagine doing what you love, and you get to see the world at the same time. Forget about the money. I mean, if you're in football, you're gonna earn good money in the modern age. Just what an awesome way to do it, and like a gentleman, right? I kind of like him. He represents an old time. Is just even though people like me and James and this era, it's all about savage on social media, dude. It's kind of cool. Like Roy's always been a gentleman. I think he got a super rough deal, and he probably wasn't in the right state of mind for where Liverpool wanted to go. But I think he got a very raw deal there. But Liverpudlians, what do you expect? Bunch of scum. I mean, they just,
So, two things, right? That's 22 teams, right? That's thing number one.
Yeah.
Thing number two, Umbelelo G. What did we agree on? Umbelelo G, right?
Yeah.
Umbelelo G said, "Sup, guys." He actually... Wait, where did I read that now? Oh, Roy Hodgson coached Siyabonga Nomvete at Udinese.
Oh, were they there? Okay, how about that? They were there at the same time. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's all. Hey, how about that?
That's
Who knew?
wild.
South Africa, Roy Hodgson tied together. I mean, he's coached. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Roy Hodgson packed my kidney beans 15 years ago at Checkers in Bradasdorp. The guy's had every job on earth.
22
That's
teams,
insane, bro.
dude.
20, hold on. let's call that, okay, Inter Milan twice. Did he do anything else twice? So let's say 20 jobs. There might be a couple of repeats. Imagine having 20 jobs in your lifetime. Because do you understand that's 20 different bosses, 20 different contracts,
20 different houses.
How many? Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's a gent. He's probably got a wife, a family, kids.
20 different schools.
That's what I'm saying. And also, it's not like, I'm douchebag James. I'm moving from Randburg to Bryanston, and that's just so hard. Oh my God. You're moving from the UAE to Switzerland.
Also, it's not like it's, okay, babe, you guys stay here in Bristol or wherever you are. I'm going to go manage IK Oderfalt. Actually, that's a terrible example. Let's use this one.
But I know what you're saying. I know.
Yeah, it's not like I'll be back in 6 months just to, manage this club. Like a lot of these jobs that I can see on this list, he managed for, that's 4 years, that's 1 year, that's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 2 years. Like, it's not just little segments of time where maybe his family can stay behind or whatever it is. And then he just comes back. Dude, it's actual like...
Is he married? Just have a look.
Must be.
Because here's what I'm thinking, right? Is football also...
Sorry, I just have to... Before I get to the personal life, I have to scroll through the managerial career column.
It's fine. Well, this segment is going to be the rest of the show because we're trying to scroll down past his job
description.
But here's what I'm thinking. Football also isn't like being an accountant, you know what I mean? It's not like Monday to Friday and I'm punching in, I'm punching out.
True.
Football's an 11-month-a-year job. You like you're saying, is he has to take his family with him unless my guy would have a divorce.
Dude, where is your family life, personal life?
No, who has time for a family life? I'm 22 jobs.
Early life playing, it would be under early life, right?
No. People don't tend to get married in their early life, James. Maybe personal life or something like that.
No, but I don't think there's a personal life segment on this page.
Hey,
there is. There it is.
Well, who has time for a personal life when you're coaching Inter Milan and
true.
I don't know, that's Sheikh's son's team.
So Hodgson is married to Sheila.
Yeah.
Together they have a son, Christopher. That's it.
That's awesome. Do you know who the real legend there is? Are they still married? Of course, he's a gent. Surely. Not divorced, huh?
Whoa.
Let's hear it.
Whoa.
Roy Hodgson show, everybody.
Although, Hodgson played for Berea Park. And I was like, that sounds familiar.
Berea, yeah.
In South Africa's white-only National Football League in the 1970s.
Hey, listen, I can't say too much, but that may come up in something which we are a part of.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That's why it sounds familiar, dude. Because it was... I'll tell you after the show.
No, but Berea, by the way, here in yeah, okay. So that's going to come up in little content we're involved in. That's incredible.
He also did he was part of the World XI team in a charity football event for Nelson Mandela. So he had this huge admiration for Nelson Mandela, and that's why he...
Not just him, James, just so you know. Like a couple of people like that Mandela guy.
No, but I mean...
We're talking about Roy Hodgson now. I'm just saying. There's that a couple of... I'd say at least 25 other people liked Nelson Mandela from what I've heard.
He was made a knight, first class of the Order of the Lion of Finland in September 2012.
So he's a knight in Finland, but not in England.
Yeah. He received an honorary doctorate from the University of York in 2016.
Great party town as well. Great university, by the way, and fantastic party in York.
And in 2018, he was made a freeman of the borough of Croydon.
That's borough, by the way. A lot of people heard borough there. That's a borough, James. You know what a borough is?
No, I know it is that. It's just the way I say it.
Okay.
That's just my accent.
So try and go and...
It's like Middlesbrough, right? Like Middlesbrough. Borough.
Borough,
yeah. Yeah.
It's spelled differently, though, but I do see what you're saying. A borough. Okay. But yeah, I hear you. Yeah, listen. Roy Hodgson, having just gone through this, doesn't get enough credit. He's like, this is a football man.
Also, he's also kind of won some silverware in his career.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, listen, talk to me about... Hold on, James, don't be sexist. We got to go back to the married...
Sorry. I know we skipped straight over that. I read the...
No, but I mean, everybody who listens to the show knows you're a bigot by now, with some of the things you've said about your mom, women in general, women are possessions, I think you said at some stage. Allegedly. I seem to remember something like that. So people know you're a bigot by now, James. Still, listen, no one's perfect. You're a good guy, ultimately. and work hard, which is the most important things. Your bigotry, I mean, we'll obviously have to investigate that internally, and we'll get back to everybody with how that investigation goes. But his wife, what's her name? Old Shields, huh?
Sheila.
Sheila, surname? Hodgson? I'm
Probably,
guessing?
yeah.
Some
It
people-
just says Hodgson is married to Sheila.
Okay.
That's all it says. I promise.
They're the bigots, actually. Hey?
That's what I thought when I first read it. I was like, wow, nice, guys.
Yeah.
Just
Because not everybody, by the way, like my mom didn't change her surname when she was married even. Like not everybody changes their surname when they get married. Just so people
that
know.
is true.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, my mom didn't change her surname, and it's a common thing where the woman keeps her surname. So shout out to Wikipedia being the most bigoted. So you probably like Wikipedia, James.
It's okay. I mean, look at the information we just got.
Bigots of a feather flock together. To be in all honesty, James is not a bigot.
Senzo says that Roy Hodgson's been married since 1971, dude.
Oh, so he's been married since? Sorry?
1971, bruh.
Okay. Roy Hodgson has just become one of my favorite human beings of all time. And I'm okay, marriage, whether you believe in it or not. I'm just saying, a real gent. And look at that way of living life, especially in those times, right? Like, Britain is an extremely conservative country.
Yeah.
He must be the freest spirit in the world to be willing to go to the UAE back then. When was his job in UAE? Do you know? I mean, this is an incredible man. I love people like this that are willing to explore different cultures, playing in South Africa. That just tells you, this is, Socrates said it the best, is I am not a citizen of Greece, but a citizen of the world. We are talking football citizen of the world.
Absolutely.
He's
dude.
awesome.
I
Dude.
mean, UAE was for 2 years.
I might get a Roy Hodgson shirt now. Do you think there's some merch?
Probably.
Hey, why don't you look up Roy Hodgson merch? One of my favorite guys. Now, Sheila, you too, legend status. I might get a Sheila shirt. I don't know if anybody's ever seen her in public. I've never even heard of her. Maybe she's all about, hey, Roy, you do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stay out of your way and support you, because football management is a grueling sport. It's a grueling business. How great is that lady, by the way? How great is Sheila? Is I'm going to stick with you. Oh, by the way, listen, Shields, won't you pack up there, sweet cheeks? We're off to the UAE. Excuse me?
Don't you just want to get old Chris's school bag?
Yeah.
We're off to the...
That's how unbelievable is she for going, do you know what, I'll stick with it. And by the way, before people say, I know where minds can go, is there was no money back then in football management. So it's not like she was there for the money.
Not even just football management, just in football in general back then, there wasn't an awful lot of money.
The big money came sort of mid-80s onwards. So Roy Hodgson, as a manager, would have been earning nothing.
Yeah.
And she was there. She was in the mix. Don't worry about it, Roy. I got you.
We got this.
Don't you worry about it. You do the whole 4-4-2 thing. I'm going to, probably back then, I'm going to hold the fort down and raise this animal called the child. What a legend.
You know what I'm confused about, right? So he got a knighthood in Finland. Okay. But only in 2021 he was added to the royal birthday honors list, which is the Queen's thing. That's basically her list for giving out knighthoods or whatever it is.
I'm aware of this.
I'm educating people that don't know.
Okay. Sorry. You're aware. You're educating me today. It's Education Day.
No,
yes?
I'm just educating people that might not know, right?
No, fair
So
enough.
the Queen releases her birthday honors list, and it's all the people that are getting MBEs, OBEs, CBEs, knighthoods, blah, blah, blah.
True.
So the part of the 2021 birthday honors list was Roy Hodgson, and he was given a Commander of the Order of the British Empire. So he's a CBE in England, but in Finland, he's got a knighthood.
He can flex in Finland, but he's just the guy who can stay in the waiting room in England. It's unbelievable. Honestly, when we talk about that, he's going to have to be in a conversation as the greatest English manager of all time.
Dude.
Listen, the modern day Hodgson, people may not like, but listen, he got Fulham to a Europa League final, finished 7th in the league with that team. He had a guy called Jimmy Bullard, I think, as his best player in that side. I stand to be corrected. I think Konchesky was the left back in that side.
But, okay, so I'm looking at his honours, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's keeping him in football so long? Okay, so you say Fulham UEFA Europa League runner-up 2009, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Before that...
Brian McBride, I think, was in that team, and along with Dempsey.
Dempsey must have been in that team.
Anyway.
And Scott Parker, actually.
Yeah, I think Parker might have been still at Chelsea 09. But okay, I'm not sure.
Anyway, so 09, 2010, Fulham, UEFA Europa League runner-up. But before that, right, his last honours was the Danish Superliga 2000 / 01 and the Danish Super Cup in 2001. What? And as we know, he's had jobs in between 2001 and 2009. What's kept him in football for that period of time? Not just that period of time. He hasn't really won a Champions League or he's won a Danish Super Cup. He's been UEFA Cup runner-up a couple of times. There's nothing.
So do you mean why do clubs keep hiring him, or why does he choose to be in football? I don't understand which question it is.
Why do clubs keep hiring him?
You know what? This is such a good question, Jimbo. And it's something I've been struggling with
I'm a good journalist,
for a long time. A big-time journalism there from James. Not just great hair. By the way, the hair's on fleek today. Great stuff.
Thank you.
If you're a good man or woman, if you're a good person, because they're very rare, just like salt of the earth, just no nonsense. And somebody who is good like that can travel anywhere. He's clearly in terms of his moral compass or whatever it may be, or whatever grounds him, those types of people can travel and be respected everywhere, because it's not like he's been hired in many, like 3 different countries. If you take a sort of a morality with you, and you're hardworking and you're reliable, and you're just what we call, or what I like to call in South Africa, a solid bloke. Everything human about you is solid. You can go anywhere, because respect, hard work, sort of understanding, compassion, all of the things that make what I think a good person is those things are the same in the UAE. They are the same in Scandinavia. They're the same in the United Kingdom. They're the same in America. If you have those, they're very rare, these people, is that everybody will want you around. And the thing about something like football is people talk. It's like, do you know what we need? We need somebody to just come and stabilize this club, put goods. Is when you're like Roy Hodgson, there will always be a place for you in the world, right? Talent, we can replace that tomorrow. I mean, just the other day, Britney Spears was the biggest thing. Selena Gomez, is she still around even? To Taylor Swift, who cares? Move on to the next one. You know what I mean? It's just that's just the meat market.
Yeah.
But if you're grounded and you're like Roy Hodgson, just a solid bloke, there'll always be somebody willing to pay you.
Yeah, but solid. I mean, as great as that is, and I'm James. I believe in the solid bloke.
Yeah.
You know all too well that football is a cruel business. Who's gonna want a solid bloke? Like, being a solid bloke's not gonna always win you silverware. And I say always because sometimes, like, I'm sure there's managers out there that are solid people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But being a solid bloke is not gonna be what helps you win the Champions League final against Real Madrid.
Well, that's because you're just presuming that every single billionaire is just about the cutthroat. Is every now and then, right? There may be the guy who just wants his football club isn't necessarily just about the prizes. You look at Tottenham, for instance. The 80s and 90s, they were known. Lord Alan Sugar has always said, "I'd rather be exciting and lose than be boring." West Ham were blowing bubbles. The ethos, the fabric of the club is not about winning. Entertain. You are here. Sir Bobby, since then, is we play champagne football here. I don't know. Some people may not know what the we're blowing tiny bubbles is all about at West Ham. In the fabric of the club is the prizes are nice. But you know who they love in West Ham? Paolo Di Canio, Dimitri Payet, troublesome people. But what do? Entertain, because they're part of the philosophical grounds and the fabric of the club, right? My point is, a guy like Roy Hodgson is being a solid bloke. There will always be people on the lookout for people they can rely on. Talent's not, I think I've said this to you before, talent's not that interesting. Talented people are everywhere. Can I rely on you? Because powerful people need people they can rely on. So if you're a person and you say, you know what, I just want an ethos in this place of whatever it may be, what other manager would you go to? Clearly, the man is revered, right? Is the what do they say? Proof is in the tasting, right?
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, and it is. It is, because what it tells you is, of course, you have to be talented, right? I know we live in this world where everyone's special. They're not. Talent is important. He's clearly talented. He knows what he's doing. He's in the 1% of managers. Otherwise, he wouldn't keep getting these jobs. He knows what he's doing. He's managed some of the biggest clubs in the world. Okay, now he's not in the 1% of the 1%. That's okay. There will always be a place. I mean, Sam Allardyce kept getting jobs, right? You know what you're getting. Okay, Sam Allardyce, there's some stuff there. But ultimately, okay, he gets you results. But there will always be a place for a solid bloke in life or lady. Just be solid. If you're a solid human, somebody will always be willing to pay you. And I think that speaks to him, dude. I think that is more than football. It's about him. Like I said, he's just a gent. He's a gent. I mean, Liverpool did him a dirty. You never heard a word. You never heard him. Like Mourinho is a different type, right? Fergie as well at the end. The Glazers, there's stuff. But Hodgson, 5-star, just like, cool, it's over, sweet, it didn't go well. You've never heard Roy Hodgson say a thing. And that was really brutal by Liverpool, the way it played out. The fans were torrid. England was awful for him. Awful. You know, Roy, the whole thing, the whole experience was awful. Right? Do I believe he shouldn't? I don't think he's at that level. Fair enough. You know, the world is a harsh place. I'm not saying I don't feel sorry for him. I'm just saying that even in that awful experience, because I know myself, if you treat me a certain way, oh boy, you better believe that's coming back 10 times, right? But we've never heard him whinge about England. We've never heard a dirty word come out about England. And that was a traumatic time for him, I'm sure.
You know why? Because he strikes me as someone who, after a long day, he just wants to, he doesn't live in a mansion or anything, right? He lives in like this is not facts, this is just in my head.
I got you.
Right. He strikes me as someone who lives in a little cottage, okay? And at the end of a long day at Anfield or Melwood or Palace, wherever he is, Wembley, he gets home to his little cottage. He goes, Sheila, put the kettle on, won't you? And he goes upstairs. No, it's a cottage. There's no upstairs. Goes to the room, gets his gown, puts on his slippers and his like old people clothes, and then sits on the couch like a little like with his blanket and watches like the telenovela or whatever the British soap is. Like he's just a simple dude. Like they have one of those kettles it's the first kettle they bought after his first new job.
And it's the gas stove one. It's not even electric. Yeah.
From 1970.
Same geezer. He hasn't moved out the house. It's actually his great-grandparents' cottage.
Yeah. It just strikes me as that guy.
Old boy, huh?
And he couldn't care less about the tabloids. He's
well,
just like...
hey, you got to think about this. What's Sheila up to? Well, what sort of habits do you think she's gotten into? Well, is she sewing? Is she... Because now Chris is probably old. He's probably moved out the house. He's probably what? Roy's 70, so Chris is probably what, in his mid-40s, or late 40s, probably maybe 50s?
Let's see if Sheila Hodgson has a
No, well, I
profile.
can't imagine. I've never heard about her. But imagine now in your fantasy world where they live in that cottage. But what do you think? Is she playing bridge? Is he playing bridge with her, or is he just all football? I don't think he's watching telenovela or whatever you were thinking there. I think he's watching the highlights of like Gothenburg's 1998 League Cup. He's just all football all the time, dude.
I reckon he's watching like Mrs. Brown's Boys or something.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's all football. Like he doesn't... You don't get 22 different jobs not being all football all the time. I just think it's all he knows, and Sheila accepts that. But here's what I think. All right, Roy. Sundays, no football. No football. That's my day. I done bloody 46 years. 46. You know what I mean? I reckon that's how it's going down. And Sheila does not take nonsense now because he's had his fun, right? Is Sundays, we go down a pub, have a pub lunch. I'm pretty sure Sheila's got it on lockdown. She's through having learnt about her about 12 minutes ago. She strikes me as somebody, once she's spoken, that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's where it's
I know
over.
nothing about her, but I think Sunday or whatever day on the weekend where there isn't match day, that's pub lunch day, and I don't want to hear a thing about 442, 352, and I do not care what Wilfred Zaha said.
Yeah.
Today's my day, and we're doing that. And by the way, we're meeting Graham and Petunia down the pub. Petunia, that's a proper old person. Hey?
So, you'd be surprised to know that Sheila Hodgson was actually a prolific writer of radio and television dramas at a time.
Yes.
The 1950s to the 1980s, when actually making a living So this is worded weirdly. So between the 1950s and the 1980s,
Mhm.
being a writer of radio, television, dramas was a rare occupation. That's all it is. I can't
So
find.
she is a legend. No. She is a legend. She was industry leader in her time. Listen, and by the way, people think bigotry exists now. Could you imagine being a woman in the United Kingdom,
Bruh.
working at the BBC, which is still uber male heavy? Then I told you she's a legend, industry leader. She figured out how to make money in an industry that barely existed. Her and Roy belong together. Chris better be a legend himself. Big pressure there because both of them are innovators and industry leaders.
Damn, huh?
Shout out Roy Hodgson and Sheila.
Good old Roy and Sheila.
I hope Roy doesn't mess up on that off day, huh? Like when Sheila, I think Sheila deserves a pub lunch every now and then. What you saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of toad in the hole.
That's it.
Not
Not my toad in the hole. That's
Roy's toad in the hole.
Yeah,
just a toad in the hole.
Yeah. Also, the toad in the hole when I went to the Ukraine is not what you're talking about here. Yeah. You see how that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're.
So the toad in the
but
hole
also
in the
not
Ukraine.
Roy's. Yeah.
Is the toad in the hole in the Ukraine the lady with the glove?
Yeah. Yeah. Her hand is the hole, and
Wait, no, the other.
oh,
Yeah.
Her hand is the toad. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's not Roy's toad in the hole. It's actually an English dish.
It's important to clear this up. It's important.
That-
I would
that
I would never make jokes about Sheila Hodgson.
You know what makes this worse is that toad in the hole actually consists of sausage.
I'm aware of this.
It's pork sausage.
I'm aware of this. With the little bit of the mash.
And on that note,
Who would have thought? Roy Hodgson.
Roy Hodgson, dude.
Dude, I need to get, okay. Anybody who knows if there's Roy Hodgson merch, I'm getting a t-shirt, dude.
Get it.
And now, on a very serious note, he's the greatest English manager of all time.
He has to be.
He is, I mean, what do you do? Matt Busby? You get, okay.
Oh,
Because your two guys are Scottish that did all the madness, at Liverpool.
yeah.
Yeah. What other English manager has achieved anything in England? Anywhere.
Huh.
Think about it. No English manager has been successful ever.
Yeah, so he's not the greatest English manager of all time in the sense that he's won the most things.
Well, how many things has he won? Take me through all of his honors.
Cool. So, as the manager of Holmstadt's BK,
Mm-hmm.
he won the. Sure, that's not English. The
Whatever it is. Okay, so it's
Allsvenskan.
Allsvenskan. Is that the league?
Yes. It
Okay.
is the league.
All right.
In 1976 and 1979.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 trophies. For Orebro SK, he won Division 2 Nora in 1984, which is the 4th league title. For Malmo, he won the Allsvenskan again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 times, dude. So that's already 1, 2.
7. I've got
3.
it. Don't worry, I'm counting. Keep going. I didn't count the second division stuff.
Oh, wait, but we're on 8. 1, 2,
Okay, 7,
3,
8.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Also for Malmo, he's won the Svenska Cup twice. For Neuchâtel Xamax, he won the Swiss Super Cup once. Inter Milan, UEFA Cup runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
Copenhagen, Danish Super League and the Danish Super Cup. Fulham, Europa League runner-up. He's won the League Manager Association Manager of the Year award in 2010.
Okay, so the football titles are, okay, let's call it somewhere between 8 and 11 titles.
Yeah.
He's been really successful. Name me an English manager. Go and find me an English manager anywhere, not just globally, anywhere who's been that successful. He's the best English manager of all time, and I don't care what anybody says.
Interesting, huh?
So go and find the evidence to tell me Roy Hodgson, when you look at his body of work, is not the greatest English manager of all time. Now, the bar is really low, but he is. What are you going to do? Sam Allardyce? Or who's the best? Somebody needs to tell me. Busby? I mean, Busby will get the credit maybe. Sir Matt? For him and the babes. There isn't another English manager. An English manager, you look at Dalglish, Scottish. Fergie, Scottish. An English manager hasn't won the Premier League. So, riddle me that. Put that in your toad and poke it.
Wasn't Gareth Southgate?
No, he got Middlesbrough relegated.
Well, he hasn't had much of a career either compared to...
no, because he's terrible. He's not a good manager.
That, and he's only 50 years old. Roy's career has spanned the length of his entire life.
Yeah. Gareth Southgate got Middlesbrough, his beloved Middlesbrough, relegated. That's what he's done.
Lolsies. And now he's bringing football home. Or the construct of football, or whatever Paolo said. The Wembley and the ball and all of that things.
Yeah, well, who else is there? Right? I mean, Newcastle, of course, had the great Bobby Robson. He coached at Barcelona. But, I mean, go to Bobby Robson's record while we're at it. Because I don't think Bobby Robson, when you put his work, a lot of runner-up stuff, failed to win La Liga with Barcelona. And that wasn't that long, by the way. That wasn't that long.
Oof. He's got a lot of things happening here.
Who's that? Bobby Robson?
Yeah.
Go to honours?
No, I think Bobby Robson takes the cake. Dude.
Okay, what are his honours? Great manager, by the way.
For Ipswich Town, he won the UEFA Cup, the FA Cup, the National Fives tournament, and the Texaco Cup.
Okay.
For PSV Eindhoven, he won the Eredivisie twice and the Johan Cruyff Shield.
Mm-hmm.
For Porto, he won the Primeira Divisão twice.
That's also some career.
Okay.
No, he's the
Portugal once.
No, he's the best.
Yeah. Barcelona, he won Copa del Rey, Supercopa, European Cup winners. And then it's just individual awards.
Oh, you got Newcastle. What's a bigger achievement? Okay, so here's the comparison. Okay, that's a better record, by the way. That's a better body of work.
These are...
He's the best manager.
Right,
he's the best manager.
These are bigger trophies.
Yeah, but that's better. It is better. It is. Listen, okay, I know what you're saying. Is do you take quality over quantity? It's essentially the argument. But they are both legends. You got Newcastle into the top 4. That should be a trophy. But let me ask you this then, James. What's harder? What's more recognizable? Getting Newcastle into the top 4 or getting Fulham to the Europa League final?
Sure. Wow.
Keep in mind, Kieran Dyer, Alan Shearer, Craig Bellamy, Laurent Robert, by the way, that left foot.
Huh.
I think Gary Speed's in that side, Steve Cart right back, some team, Shay Given. It's a tough one. I'll let you ponder that, James. Ponder that in the break.
That's interesting, actually.
Love to hear from you. You can go to Cliff Central Sport. That is Cliff C Sport on the Twitter. Hashtag the MKT Show live. What is more commendable? Getting Newcastle into the top 4? And this will be the tiebreaker, I think. What is more commendable? What's more difficult? Getting Newcastle into the top 4? Or getting Fulham to the Europa League final? That's a good one.
Yeah, very good. I like that one.
All right.
That's the tiebreaker.
All righty. Who would have thought? Roy Hodgson. We got other stuff to talk about.
We do.
And we'll talk about that. We'll get to it. It's a sports show. That's what we do. We talk about sport. Let a good conversation flow. All right. By the way, you can get the podcast on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Overcast, Spotify. Don't know where James gets his. Apple Podcasts.
Google Podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcast, The MKT Show. Please, when you do get your podcast, please subscribe on there. If you're with us on YouTube, we're going to go to a tiny little thing called an intermission. But if you're with us, please click like or dislike. Leave a comment. Just engage with the content. All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit. This is The MKT Show. My name's MKT. See you in a little bit. Welcome back to it. The MKT Show. Roy Hodgson hour just ended. Roy Hodgson. He may be my favorite human being on earth now. I'd never thought about what a freaking legend the guy is. Just a freaking football legend. And, you know, James's club, of course, Liverpool, as scummy as it gets, they treated him like trash. England treated him like trash. Just unbelievable. You know, no respect for their own. England go, all right, what the Finnish?
The Finnish?
The Finnish people are going to knight him. Oh, you know, we'll give him. Let's give him a can of Coca-Cola. Get the hell out of here, Roy.
Let's give him a can of Coke and a CBE.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. I mean, a CBE compared to a knighthood is a can of Coke. Just get out of here. Yeah, he has a packet of chips and a dry sandwich.
I wonder where it actually ranks on the order of, like, I don't know what the order is, like MBE, OBE, CBE. I don't know what the...
SME, that's a small to medium enterprise.
Look on your face.
I mean, while we're doing 3-letter acronyms, right?
BE.
Yeah.
That's a South African thing.
No, there's all sorts of acronyms everywhere. TLA, that's a 3-letter acronym. So
it's just pointless.
Well, I'm just saying. OBE, I mean, we're going everywhere slightly here, obviously, but you know, if you're going to give us acronyms, we've got to use all of them.
CPR.
Real thing, saves lives.
It's true.
Shout out Christian Eriksen.
CVD.
Oof, what's that one?
COVID.
Oh, is that how we shorten it? Contract.
I've seen it here and there. I don't know if it's actually a thing, but I've seen it a couple of times. CVD. It says like CVD-19.
So there's actually 2 ways to contract COVID.
No, don't do it.
No, well, there was CVD and you can actually get COVID.
I hate everything.
Yeah, those are the 2 ways you contract COVID.
I hate everything.
It really is contagious.
I hate
spreads. Yeah. Because a BLM.
BLM?
I mean, there's all sorts of
LGBTQ plus.
Oh, yeah, but that one's too long. That's too long. That's too long.
You know, lightly.
Or you know what you got? No. I will. I'm not scared to get all over this one. Is that? Do you know what the LGBTQ plus community needs to do?
Yes. I don't.
Pick the 3 most important ones, because all of the great stuff, NBA, MLB, NFL, that's all 3 letters. That's how you get marketing done. LGBT Bing Bong Plus is too long.
I actually want to see what the full acronym is.
It's too long. How are you going to market that? Now, NBA, I can market that. NFL, I can market that. Clearly, all the successful, because everything's about branding.
Yes.
Right? Everything's
Always.
about branding. So, I mean, that's going to be a bit of a fight amongst the community, but they'll have to sort it out. Who's the most important one? You know, can't have everybody. I know it's all about inclusivity with the plus. Just have the plus. Plus is everyone.
There's no shot.
How long?
There is no shot.
Okay, let's hear it. What we got cooking at the moment? Because I know that always evolves.
There's no shot, dude. I don't believe this.
Hey, no judgment. Let's just hear what it is. We're not gonna pass any judgment.
L G B T Q Q.
So that's 5.
Yeah. So it's after the first Q, there's another Q.
Oh, is there another Q? Okay,
Yeah.
6.
I P 2 the number S A A.
So that's 12. 12 plus the plus, I would imagine.
No, that's all of them, I think. So okay. So here's what it is, right? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, queer, intersexual, pansexual, two-spirit.
What?
Two-spirit. That's what the 2 and the S is. Two-spirit.
Wait, what's a two-spirit? This is a show where people learn stuff. Okay, we are expanding. I'm not one for. By the way, I am not all about inclusivity. If you haven't heard on the show before.
Two-spirit is a modern pan-Indian umbrella term used by some indigenous North Americans to describe native people in their communities who fulfill a traditional third gender ceremonial and social role in their cultures.
Oh, yes, I actually do know what that is. I do, yes, but not for this show. I do know what that is. I remember reading about it before. Okay, so it's called two-spirit, huh?
Yeah, and then androgynous and asexual.
Okay.
LGBTQQIP2SAA.
So they've shortened it to LGBTQ+.
Yes.
Okay, you're going to need to keep... Okay, so already that community's shown the ability to leave other people out. You're going to have to leave a couple more out. Get it down to 3. Honestly, I've got the solution for you. Just do the plus because that's everyone. We can market that. That'll look unbelievable. Imagine white lettering on a black background. Get out of here. Instagram on fleek.
Do you know there's 58 gender options for Facebook users?
Oh, I didn't know that.
58.
Huh. 58.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
58 options.
You know what? We live in a time where anything's permissible. So why not? Why not?
Oh, it's because it's... Oh, that makes sense. It's actually not as long as I thought.
Mm?
So it's agender, androgynous, bigender, cisgender, cis female, cis male, cis man, cis woman, cisgender.
Oh, no, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too long. Okay. Congratulations to everyone that's involved. And congratulations to Facebook for pandering. Shout out Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, come on.
What did you just say?
Pandering. Yeah, he's pandering to the masses. So he has to. I mean, crikey. Do you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Don't put the gender. No need for gender. Don't worry about it. Well, why are we even putting it there?
I was just laughing because you said pandering.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about gender and sexuality. You know, you get people that are pansexual.
Oh, pan. Okay. No, fair enough. I didn't really know that, but yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't even put the sex there. Well, why is it there? Why is Mark Zuckerberg making anyone program that? Don't worry about it. Don't have it there.
You know, good old Mark and Facebook.
You got a panda though. You got a panda. You live in a time where, regardless of that, whatever you think of the whole topic is most people, which is why most people are unbearable. Unbearable. That's why most content is unbearable.
It's true.
Is people don't have an opinion. They just want to pander to whatever's hot right now. Not me. Sorry, not into it. Not into PC culture. Sorry.
No.
Get that out of my face.
Get it out of your face. Girlfriend.
Now we are. Although, I mean, I don't say anything when you attack white women. So
I don't attack.
Shout out to the black ladies who speak Ebonics. You know, that's how you sound. Just so you know. Because a lot of people don't know how they sound, right? Like a lot of people just carry on in life. It's like,
also
girl, your ass crazy. That's what you sound like, Ebonics lady.
So also a lot of people change their way of speaking, even like down to the accent and the tone.
Oh yeah.
When they're with certain people.
Somebody, my friend's girlfriend once told me the term for this. Channel switching, I think she called it.
Something like that. Yeah. It's a thing in How I Met Your Mother also, where they like the one person has a friend, like a black friend, and so Lily has a black friend and Lily's white, and whenever she's around, nailed it. Whenever she's around this black friend, I think her name's Jessica, they have this whole like girlfriend,
like frat house vibes.
Yeah. I need to get my drink on, girlfriend. No, yeah, I promise. It's weird.
I mean, terrible show, but that sounds funny.
Yeah, and then they do it with like I think 2 of the other members of the like gang that they have.
Yeah,
that's how I knew it was a thing.
It's a very interesting one
because it's a psychological thing.
So I think I do it. More black guys are probably, although I don't go. It's an interesting one. I've never really thought about it. I would imagine it just happens automatically.
Yeah.
Like when I'm with the boys, the northern suburbs, I was gang.
Yeah, how you doing, bro?
And it's never like a color thing. It's actually like if you're born in the northern suburbs, generally guys sound like me, and girls, by the way, just less bass. I've noticed the girls have less bass than I have.
Wow.
But they all talk in a northern suburbs accent, right? And if you're from the east of Joburg, they also got an accent.
But it's like in the UK also, or it's all over the world. Like in the UK, Scouse accent, there's a Manc accent. There's like
I mean, in South Africa, the most famous one for me, the most hilarious one's the Durbanite accent. The Durbanite.
Durbanite.
How guns are you?
Do they?
Fish in a dish. They the fish in a dish people.
Aren't those New Zealanders?
No, Durbanites.
New Zealand is similar. They do fish and chips for the kids.
No, and what time be there? Sucks.
Do you want a beer, Matt?
Oh, sucks. I'm beach days, bro. You ever seen that?
How you doing, Matt?
You seen Flight of the Conchords?
No.
Okay, do yourself a favor. Unbelievable. Brett. Brett? No. Brett, like Britney. Yeah, very funny.
Chips for the kids.
Yeah, it sucks.
There's also a it's like a kind of famous New Zealand movie with a family, and it's like a drama. We got forced to watch it in like LO at school.
I don't know.
And there was like one of the daughters, I think, committed suicide or something. It was like a really intense movie.
Oh, no, I
like
haven't.
a super for like grade 11s to watch. It was super intense.
I think Lord of the Rings, directed by a New Zealander.
Shot in New Zealand, I think.
Really?
Or Fiji, I think. Something like that.
I don't know. Those are two different countries, James. And also, that's that now. You thought I was
No, I'm thinking
being
of Castaway.
unkind to
Castaway is shot in Fiji.
different movie, different people.
Yeah, I know. Completely.
Yeah, I mean, jeez.
Wilson.
Good
old Wilson, huh?
Yeah, Tom Hanks, all timer. But yeah, New Zealand. Anyway, we were talking about South Africa, but New Zealand's the most ridiculous accent. But in their defense, again, it actually goes to what I was saying. You know, people don't know what they sound like. Like if you leave a bunch of people and they're just carrying on, they just think this is the way to do things. You need other people to go and say, hey, no.
Yeah.
The New Zealanders are the most isolated people in the world, right? So they never get feedback. Like, I've been to New Zealand. I'm never flying that far again for a rainy, damp country, which quite frankly has nothing.
Well, they have nothing in terms of COVID cases currently. So.
Yeah, that's because they closed the whole country, right? But that's sort of their thing, is they are miles away. So it's like that child who nobody wants to talk to you. You're miles away, really inconvenient. It's always raining. Like, why would I go there? And quite
weird.
frankly, not the best looking people going to New Zealand. Very weird, like pasty.
It's really weird. I went to Australia, super sunny.
Like English without the sense of humor is what the New Zealanders are.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So New Zealand is kind of super English in terms of like the weather vibes and that kind of thing. And then when you go to Australia, like super sunny, like weather's hot. Like it's a completely different climate.
Yeah.
And they're not very far from each other.
Yeah, but New Zealand is really like in the middle. It is way away. That's why they can sound ridiculous, and nobody's ever told them. Remember, I've told you, it's like good-looking girls between the ages of 18 and 25, and I blame society and men for this. We never stop them. Once they start to talk about their crystals and how being a Sagittarius, when Mercury is in retrograde, is a good reason to be a douchebag. You know, like good-looking girls between the age of 18 and 25 are the biggest douchebags on this planet. And babies, but we talked about that yesterday.
Damn babies.
No, babies are douchebags. And I know, you dumb baby, you can understand me. And I'm talking to you. You are a douchebag. Sleep at night. Anyway, because it's not their fault. Because nobody ever tells a good-looking 21-year-old girl that talking about crystals sounds ridiculous. Because every guy is an idiot. Like, oh my God, look at her. I would wash your feet until you die kind of thing, right? At that age, you're just like, oh, look at you. You are everything, because your hormones are, you have no clue. Your brain is shut down and you're thinking with down under, right? Is that nobody ever tells 18 to 25 girls that they're an idiot, right? When they talk about, I don't know, the sixth dimension. Nobody ever does. It's like New Zealand. They never get feedback. They never get feedback that, hey, you are an idiot. You're a moron. And New Zealanders, I want to tell you, you sound ridiculous.
Fish and chips for the kids, mate.
At 6. At suck. Wow, what time, Sheila? Sucks.
And they also have bizarre names.
No, because nobody gives them feedback.
Wacky Dacky Doodah.
Yeah, Wanga.
Yeah.
It's the same with Australia, right? Australia is just a bigger New Zealand. Also, they're really far from everyone. Nobody gives them feedback that, I don't know, Warangula, Kookaburra is ridiculous.
Joondalup is an area in Perth.
Yeah.
That's just a weird word.
No, everything about Australia also. Australia, New Zealand, ridiculous. And their accents. I've told you, I took a really famous actress.
How you doing, mate?
Oh, yeah. Worst thing on this planet. Female Australian accent.
Incorrect. It is one of the sexiest things ever. Margot Robbie, vibes.
I took her on a hike.
I know you did.
And unbelievably annoying accent. Like, I mean, she's not my flavor anyway. I don't know. I like more athletic. She's just a person, but good looking, right? But I couldn't look past. I just thought, oh my goodness.
Yeah, hey, you're done.
Like if I wasn't being paid to be here.
Yeah.
But having said that, she was remarkably nice. She wasn't like a mental, like famous person, but unbearable accent. Like, get me out of here. This is unbearable.
I'm from Adelaide. Yeah, I was going with the kids. We were going through Adelaide on our way to Bondi Beach.
That's what they sound like the whole time. Australian women, that is what you sound like if you have a high-pitched voice. What you have to do is train yourself, bring some baritone into it.
Fun fact, and Sensor's comment actually reminded me. Do you know what POMS stands for?
Yes, a prisoner of Mother England.
Nice. Oh, you
So
shouldn't let me educate you there.
Oh, sorry. Do you know what my problem is I've read books. That is my problem. I just know more stuff than you. That's the problem.
You know, you lectured someone this morning about cutting someone off.
Yep.
And cutting people off when they're talking.
Yeah.
What did you just do?
That's true. Although you did ask me a question and I answered it.
That is incorrect. It was a rhetorical. You were supposed to just...
what does it stand for, James?
You were just supposed to nod. And I was going to be like, I'll tell you. And then...
Sorry, that's an ego thing. Maybe that's why I'm single, is that I'm sanctimonious.
No.
And I think I'm better than everybody. I mean, I do know a lot of stuff, so
those
I'm not going to apologize for that.
We've been through this.
I'm revolting to people, to women, just women.
Repulsive to women.
Yeah.
Massive forehead.
Yes. Having said that, what if I went gay? Would I be repulsive to men? Have you thought about that? Yeah, you haven't thought about that.
I haven't.
Yeah, give it some thought. Don't answer now, because your ego wants you to answer now, because for whatever reason.
Yeah, because guys.
Give it some thought. Maybe men would be like, him being a douchebag with a big forehead, not the biggest problem. Maybe I need to spread my net, catch more fish that way.
It's not the only thing you'll be spreading, buddy.
No, Ukraine. Hashtag PTSD. Hashtag PTSD.
Hashtag Happy Pride Month for one more day, huh?
Oh yeah, still Pride Month. How long's Pride Month? 2 months.
Are you?
When did it start?
On the 1st of June.
What do they do?
And it lasted 4.
Why does Pride have to be a whole month? I get one birthday a year. Like, one day is enough. Nelson Mandela Day is one day. Pride can just be one day.
It's because it's an oppressed community.
Or do we get Black People Month?
I'm sure in South Africa there's something similar to that.
Is there? Because you get Black History Month in America.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I'm sure there's something similar to it in South Africa, though.
Do we get? Do we have Jewish People Month?
Awareness Week?
No, we don't. No, 1 day is enough. I'm sorry. And this isn't just the LGBTQI community. Everyone. 1 day is enough. I already think it's ridiculous that a group of anybody gets a day. We don't need it. You don't need it. And Sundays, you religious people, get over yourselves. We should just be able to do stuff. Nobody's so special. Please, none of you. Gay, straight, white, black, get over yourselves. You don't need a day. Like you already have birthdays and Christmas. Enough.
Jesus had multiple days.
Yeah, he did the rock thing. He's got Easter and Christmas.
And
nobody ever asked this. Did he die behind the rock? Have we confirmed that? Was he dead?
Yes.
Confirmed.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Confirmed.
Pretty sure that's how the story goes.
Okay. No, I don't know the story that well. Does he have 2 birthdays? If you're dead, are you born again?
Huh.
Nobody ever asked these questions because people are scared. You know why? You can't have an opinion in 2021. Everyone has to pander. I'm not going to pander. I will ask the big questions. I'm the new Parkinson.
I'm Googling it. Does Jesus have
2 birthdays?
a tattoo? Why does that come up?
Well, if he's real, we should be able to find him and look.
2 wills? 2 natures? 2 different genealogies? Oh, 2 birthdays. There you go.
What does Google say?
Every year Jesus has 2 birthdays.
Okay.
It's a thingy on Reddit. So it's just a bunch of people.
Okay, so it's not exactly, so it's not Oxford. It's not Oxford professors writing this. So this is just a thread on something where idiots will talk about the quality of farts as well. So please
True.
put that in context.
True.
This isn't a peer-reviewed sort of university document that James is reading from. It's Reddit.
Senzo says Black History Month is in February, and February is the shortest month. The irony.
Yes. So, because everyone's a victim, right? So now what black people should be doing is having a go at the LGBTQI community. You say,
you're taking our month.
No. How come you get 30 days? We only get 28, 29 every 4 years. Sorry.
Yeah, 29 if we're lucky, guys.
Tell you what, we could average that out. Maybe of Pride Month, could black people maybe get 2 days because you average out the every 4 year thing? Do you know what I mean? Like maybe there's a deal to be had because everyone's a victim. Now women should get in the mix and say, excuse me, while you work, we raise the kids.
No, there is a Women's Month.
No, get out of here.
No, there is. It's in, I think it's later on in the year.
Women's Month?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure of it.
Unbelievable.
Women's Month, South Africa, yeah.
How long, when is that?
August.
Okay, well, 9th of August is Women's Day. I should have guessed that. Women, what, the whole month?
So it's about celebrating women.
Oh, my God.
And I know Cancer does a whole lot of
my God,
drives with regards
my
to...
God, it's so ridiculous. No, sorry, this is not about women shouldn't have nobody deserves a whole month. I don't care how gay, how female, how black you are. Nobody deserves a whole month. Who are you? Who are these people that think they deserve a month?
Also, technically, South Africa has a men's month. Actually, South Africa has 2 men's months.
Let's hear it.
Apparently, whoa, hang on.
Yeah, you better do some research there, James.
We are in June. Okay, so according to the national government, June is Men's Health Month.
Okay.
And November is Movember, so that's also like a guy's month.
That's for testicles.
Yeah.
So what they should call it really is Testicular Cancer Month.
Wait, no, but it says here that June is Men's Health Month. Time to check your prostate Cancer Fund.
So it should be Prostate Month.
So is June Prostate Month for the back end, and then November is for the front end?
Yeah. So don't worry about telling us about men. It's not about the men. It's about the fact that they have testes.
Yeah, but also in Women's Month, I know the Cancer Association goes around and they do a lot of
cervical cancer.
That and breast cancer.
Great. Call it Breast Month. Breast Month. It's not about the gender. Don't worry about the gender.
It's the breast month of the year.
The breast month of the year.
Nailed it.
So August is the breast month of the year. That's awesome. That is awesome. But I have to finish off on this. Nobody deserves more than a day. I don't care where you fall on the identity spectrum. I actually don't care about your identity. Just get to work and do some work, please. Right? I honestly do not care. But a month for anyone. So what's left? Like Toad Month. That's where we're headed. Who else is feeling left out? Because Rat Month. People don't like rats. I've noticed that.
Well.
Oh, James, what are you saying against rats there?
I dislike them heavily.
Why?
Come at me.
Why?
Come at me.
Why?
Peter must come at me.
Because
not my friend. I mean Peter the association.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend. Anyway.
No, because cats carry diseases. Nobody says anything about them. They all love them, hug them. And cats are so annoying, by the way. So why aren't you saying anything about cats? But rats, feeling a bit left out. Uh-oh. Do we have an open month on the calendar? Maybe we give them November. There's no real...
Nope, that's Men's Health for...
that's Movember. October, what are we up to there? Rocktober? That's music. That's probably music, hey? Rocktober. I'd imagine the marketing guys already have that.
Do we have something for January?
January, broke people, I would imagine. Do they have a month? Because because usually in December we go all out. Maybe COVID did us a favor.
There is a name for January, because it's like a broke month.
January.
Yes, it is January.
Yeah, but
right, so that's a thing.
So it's a month for worried people.
February is Black History.
Mm-hmm. March
is
nothing. Hey, maybe rats. Give that to the rats. I don't like that disease-carrying animals don't get a month. So what we could do is maybe let's get all of the rodents in there. So it's beavers, you know what I mean? Let's get all of them into March. Do you know what I mean?
Senzo says the Chinese gave the rat a whole year, so no thanks.
I forget that. Yeah. Do you know what? The monkey and the rat have a whole year. And there's more Chinese people. I think there are about 3 billion Chinese people than the rest of us, right? So if we believe in democracy, actually, we need to move on. The Chinese have already taken care of my problem here.
Yes.
I've just wasted everyone's time.
Yeah.
Okay. No, fair enough.
We should just move on.
Let's get back to sport.
Let's do sports stuff.
And how woke am I that I'm thinking about rats and James wasn't?
Hashtag woke.
So shout out to me, dude.
Nice, good stuff.
Shout out to me for, people keep saying big ego. He thinks he knows it all. He's all about himself. Big forehead, repulsive to women. A lot of people are saying that. Hey, James?
I don't want to. It's not my place to tell you what people are saying behind your back.
Yeah, but it's true. Hey, you know what the best way to tell somebody to kind of scare somebody is go, James.
Yes.
I don't care what everyone says. You're a good guy. Yeah. Forget what everyone else is saying. You're actually a good guy.
Your opinion is so important.
Yeah. So, but forget what everyone's saying about you. You're a good person.
Forget what the majority is saying about
everyone.
you.
Everyone I've met. Forget what they're saying. I don't know what they're talking about. You're a great guy. Yeah. Dude, I've got no idea what Sally in the office is talking about. You're such a cool guy.
I have no idea what Sally and Mark and Matthew and John and...
What have they been on about for the last 6 months? You're actually a good guy. That's a good way to tell them. All right. Wow. Shout out to the rat. Shout out to us. All right. Jimbo, you got some social media. I mean, it's...
I do.
We nearly got to get out of here. Good show today. Hodgson, the rat.
I've been looking forward to social media with James for a while.
All right.
We haven't done one in a while.
Let's get into... Oh, do you know what, Jimbo? We should probably respond to comments. I mean, you can do social media anytime. There are people, James, who give up every day 2 hours to listen to us. I think we should... Yeah. You know what? I don't think. Let's save what you got for tomorrow, because tomorrow you're going to teach me stuff and you're going to do social media, whatever you got, because...
Can't I at least do the Springbok team announcement for the Georgia game? You
know what the greatest experiences in life are built on? Is the build-up versus what they deliver. Do you know what I mean? Like, a roller coaster isn't just exciting when you're riding it. A roller coaster is exciting when you're on the way there, when you see it. Hey, you get to the park and you hear people screaming and you see it, the loop-de-loop, you know what I mean? So you're going to build up the excitement, and then tomorrow you're going to deliver huge social media with James. Imagine how good that's going to be, dude. Often gratification is linked directly to how much you deny yourself, James. Right? Think about how long, if you can hold out on a chocolate, right? And you exercise in the week, and you punching bag, and you go for your James middle-aged woman walk. Hey, I'm James. I'm middle-aged.
You got to rotate the hips.
How many tracksuits do you have that have the same pants and top? Six at least. You're a middle-aged white woman. What am I talking about?
I have a pair of shorts that is the same shorts that go with one of my Liverpool shirts from like 2 seasons ago.
Oh, really? And you're just out there. Hey, do you know what the middle-aged white women do? They do this one. They don't say anything. They just get the hand up quickly and they just keep walking. Do you do that one?
Do you know what white people do? Let me tell you what white people do, bro.
I was just talking about a small sector. Are we talking about all white people now?
Most white people, bro. This is a white people thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's either the...
Yep.
Or it's nothing. But it's a nod of the head and a smile.
Sure.
So it's like
the awkward smile.
Yeah. It's subtle. It's like...
So what type of middle-aged white woman are you? Do you like the, hey, how's it? I hate it. Do you know what, when I'm...
No, I'm not that person. I'm the and then if they say hi...
The awkward
hello,
white guy face.
Yeah. If they say hello... Ow. If they say hello, I'm just like, hey.
Hey, when I'm running, I hate nothing more than the wave guy. I hate
the excessive wave guy?
No. Just like I'm running past somebody, they're running the other way. How's it?
Yeah. How's it? How you doing? You're like...
No, I'm not. I'm like, I've ignored you. I'm gone. I don't talk to me.
4 kilometers.
No, I'm in the zone. Do what you're doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. Well, what are we at lunch discussing your raise?
When are we having that lunch, by the way?
Yeah. Anyway, middle-aged white woman James doing his walking out there. And you know what? Oh, the chocolate. You know, you deny yourself chocolate. You're doing your middle-aged white woman thing, and you guys are gossiping. And you know, every time you walk past that chocolate in the cupboard, and you go, "I'm so naughty." No, not today. Not today. Not today, James.
You
You
do
don't.
the mouth thing.
Yeah.
I can't.
You know what? If you walk 5 times, you can have one, James. Okay.
I do like giving myself ultimatums.
Exactly. So, and then at the end, how enjoyable is that?
Giving yourself ultimatums is the move.
Ultimatums as well, hey?
Ultimatums and ultimatums. Where did I hear that? That's from a movie. The guy mistakes ultimatum for ultimatums.
I see. I don't know.
Like, yeah, we really need an ultimatum. Like, what?
That's very funny. All right. Anyway, James, social media with James will be tomorrow. Give us some music, James. We're gonna read some comments. So if you got any comments, you want us to get through them, slip them in the live chat. And while you're at it, if you're with us on YouTube, please click like or dislike.
I'd prefer like.
I'm okay with either way.
Anyway. Kutle says paying players was also a big reason rugby league was created. I had no idea. I don't know the history of rugby. So.
Right, rugby league, very interesting. Of course, big in New Zealand. They often dominate. Australia, it is a different world. They have the Origins, so Origin Cup, of course, an absolute monster thing. And of course, they got Aussie rules up there. The Origin Cup, NRL, is out of this world. So you often see some of the new breed of players. Sonny Bill Williams, the most famous of them. The great Jason Robinson.
He came from rugby league, huh?
Indeed. Jason Robinson coming from that. And you're seeing more and more homophobic douchebag, maybe the greatest player of all time, Israel Folau. Of course, homophobic, though, an absolute douchebag. He's also from rugby league, a superb player. Now, the thing about rugby league, for those who don't know, an awesome game, went professional early, and big money, by the way, is that they will, you'll often see in rugby union, which was what we think of rugby in South Africa, England. England have a very good, and league is huge in England as well. Defensive coaches, of course, 13-man game, so based around defense, and incredibly, it's like, think of sevens all the time with 13 people. Just brutal game. And often those guys, they come through and they are brilliant under the high ball, of course. Israel Folau, the last really big one. Quade Cooper, famous for coming out of there. So, Israel Folau, not a fan of him. Douchebag, homophobic. Ain't gonna. I'm not doing it. I'll never sit on the fence on this issue. Maybe I don't think you should ban. I don't think he should have been banned because I think there's lots of other terrible people in the sport. You know, like where do you draw the line? It's like John Terry slept with Wayne Bridges' wife. Why wasn't he banned? That's immoral, right?
I just find it funny how he's been quiet during the month of June.
Who's that? Israel Folau. Yeah, he's been. Where's he? Yeah, what's he been up to in June?
Month of June has been a very.
That must be hell on earth for him. Hey. And Australia is like super liberal as well.
Quite literally, actually, because one of his rants was about like hell.
How the gays should go to hell. If you're gay, you go to hell, right?
Yeah.
What a douche. Israel Folau, dude, check. Listen, I'm not better than Israel Folau because I've been a douchebag and I'll continue to be a douchebag to people. But that's official douchebag. And Israel Folau, I have no time for you. World-class talent? Absolutely. World-class dickheadedness? Guaranteed.
Hashtag Peter, check yourself.
Yeah. And maybe wreck yourself, actually. I wouldn't care if he wrecked himself. He's a homophobe.
Umbelelo G says, sup guys, I'm down for the psychology chat.
Oh.
Be here tomorrow because James is about to throw some bars.
If you are just joining us, a big moment tomorrow. James will be educating me, of course. He educated me today on determinism. What was it? Psychic determinism, which is not the same thing. So I'm looking forward tomorrow to James. What are we learning tomorrow?
The freedom of freedom of
there's no the freedom of association.
I thought it was that, but then I was like, nah, it can't be.
He'll get back to us and why it shaped what we know today as psychology. Okay, James, what else we got, Pop?
Senzo says, no, bell-bottom jeans aren't back. People are just stuck in the 70s. Andrew Harrison says, West Brom and Blackburn, some of the teams that good old Roy has managed. Roy Hodgson has been married since 1971, says Senzo.
Legend. What's her name? Sheila.
Shout
out, Shields.
Umbelelo G says, Roy was under controversy for being involved. I have to do this. Involved in apartheid during the segregation of sports. You should check out the video. I think it's titled Roy Hodgson Answers Questions on Apartheid. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, also, we will probably have, whatever it is, we'll have a better explanation of that entire situation. We got some cool things cooking in the background. Or I do, anyway, about that subject. So, okay, I'll definitely check it out. Now that I love Roy Hodgson more than anybody.
Your boy.
Yeah.
Sensor says Claudio Ranieri and Roy Hodgson are the same dude, same WhatsApp group, just English and Italian versions of each other.
Well said. Ranieri's been everywhere, and he's obviously Ranieri, man. That's the greatest upset in the history of sport. What he did, you'll never see it again. 5,000 to 1.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been longer odds on anything.
And the boy did it, dude.
Robert Huth, Danny Simpson.
Where's Morgan?
Yeah. Who are these people? Who are these people?
Premier League winners.
Mark Albrighton.
Danny Drinkwater.
Who's the Austrian bloke with the left foot? Brilliant left foot. Him as well. Like the fact that you have to think about him. These are the people he took and made them champions. Absolutely brilliant.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I think that's a good point by Senzo there.
Mblelo G says English managers, not English manners. English managers don't survive outside of the UK.
Yeah, comfort zone. Same as South African footballers anywhere else. Is they're really, really comfortable in the PSL.
Senzo says Sir Bobby Robson is the only English manager worth talking about.
Touche. I agree with him.
Senzo also says British managers don't do anything outside the UK.
Who was the last one to go? Moisey, recently. He was at Real Sociedad. That didn't work out, unfortunately for him. Gary Neville, disaster.
Was he the most recent?
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's the bloke at Brighton? He was in Sweden. Potter. Doesn't really. No, English coaches don't leave, dude. There's no English managers managing prominently overseas
because they want to live near mum.
And the British don't travel well. I mean, Leighton Baines famously didn't come to 2010 because of homesickness. I've never understood homesickness, but yeah, I mean, they are a very interesting bunch, the Brits. They don't like to leave unless it's too... Do you know what the British consider like way out there? Mallorca. Down Ibiza.
Sevilla.
Down Mallorca. Down a beach. It's like a 2-hour flight, by the way. It's like going to Cape Town.
Yeah, you can take a train. Zapeta says, you guys should check out the Roy Hodgson Goes Mad post-match interview. Makes me wonder how edited those post-match interviews are.
Yeah, well said. I've seen that.
Green Cape. Mm-hmm. Tiebreaker, getting Fulham to the Europa League final is the clear win for me. I actually agree.
Oh, have you thought about it?
I have. I do agree. Because when you play through the Europa League final, yes, there's group stages and then there's knockouts, but I think you're playing against teams that have different styles of football, different managers, different speeds of football, just different everything every sort of week that you play a European game. Whereas in the Premier League, it's all British football. And some teams may differ, especially with like Klopp's heavy metal football and Pep's sort of kind of tiki-taka, but not really kind of vibe. So you're sort of expecting the same football every weekend.
Sure.
Whereas when you're playing European football, it's like you're playing against Sevilla, who are super aggressive and pass. And then next week you're playing against Mönchengladbach, who are, hey, let's park the bus. So it's like constantly changing tactics and getting a team to get behind that and take you all the way to the finals or even the semi-finals. I think that's phenomenal.
I'd love to know. MKT Inspires on the socials. James Ilsley on all social media. Doesn't matter how it's spelled. He still hasn't changed his handle. It doesn't make sense. Just have the same handle on both platforms.
ILSLEY. There you go.
Just have the same handle. Anyway, hey, the question there. What's the bigger achievement? Newcastle going to the Champions League, so making top 4, or Fulham for getting to the Europa League final?
Senzo says, Umbrello, the NBA finals are a joke this year. There is no way I'm watching the Clippers versus Suns. No, wait, the Clippers or Suns versus the Bucks, Hawks. I mean, what is that? Sorry, I have to exclaim because there's 3 exclamation marks. With that being said, anybody except the Clippers, what's that?
Yeah, listen, good exclamation there. James reading off the teleprompter. That's big news reading there from James. I couldn't agree more. I can't remember who said, am I one of those guys who doesn't watch the playoffs if LeBron's not in? And I said, yes. What's my pull? There's nothing interesting. Chris Paul is actually quite an unsavory character, as much as I want him to do well. Players don't like him. And I don't know, I think because by the standards in that league, he's 6 foot, he's about my height. So that's like actually Peter Dinklage in the NFL. In the NBA. So he's unsavory. I mean, who do I follow? Kawhi Leonard's very difficult to like. Some stuff's come out about him, kind of cutting corners last year. I do like Ty Lue. Playoff P, I mean, Paul George has been, I don't know. I don't know what he is. It's almost like he's trying too hard. You know those people at school that try too hard, James, to try and be in the cool group?
Yeah.
That's Paul George. He anointed himself Playoff P last year and has constantly failed in his career. So he's tough to sort of wrap your hands around.
Good old boy George.
And listen, Giannis can't shoot. I like Giannis, but that's the NBA is a TV show. You got to be able to hit threes, and I want to see a little bit of like windmill dunks. You know, like what is Giannis getting me to watch? He's fundamentally sound. He's a flipping great bloke, but his defense, you can't have him as the face of the playoffs. Like. It's cool. I mean, it's cool. I like fundamentals. I like technical sports. I love Giannis. But it's not getting me. Plus, I live in South Africa. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Get up at 3 a.m. to watch somebody who can't shoot? What am I doing? Waking up to watch a guy blocking? Come on. And the Hawks, I think they're a nice story. But I just think in the end, you're asking Trey Young to just do a little bit too much. I do love him, though, and he is sensational. And please, can people stop saying, is he the next... what's the guy at Golden State there? Because he's not Davison. He's not Steph Curry. Stop. Steph Curry is Lionel Messi. We might only ever see one ever again.
Aren't you proud that I got that name for you? Never watched a game of basketball in my life.
Steph Curry.
Senzo says Australia is a country founded by convicts, so what do you expect?
Yeah, that's true.
He also told us about Black History Month.
Actually, a country founded for convicts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not necessarily by convicts. Yeah.
It's for what's like one of those
like
political slogans? It's like for convicts by the British or whatever.
It should be a brand. Do you remember FUBU? For us, by us.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're for convicts by oppressors.
Whoa.
For FCBO.
That cannot be the worst acronym.
So I'd wear that shirt.
Football club body odor, huh?
I'd wear that shirt. Maybe you know what? Marketing douchebags would probably sit together and go FCBE for convicts by the empire, but you never represent T. So FCBE is probably the better, huh?
Yeah.
I'd wear that shirt. FCBO, like you said, that somebody go, oh, you smell, but just take a shower, bro. You know what I mean?
Then it becomes a childish thing of, oh, your whole team stinks and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
even though you're like not part of a team, and it's like, yeah.
And excuse me, there's a pandemic right now. Please stop bullying me. So yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want that because I'd get shamed. Yeah, no good.
Senzo says that means Mother's Day should be in August because it.
Yeah, just group it all together.
Month.
Yes.
Yeah.
When is Mother's Day? Do you know?
Mother's Day was like a month ago.
Yeah, it's in the wrong month. It's a mess. This whole thing's it's a mess. Group it all together. Like Netflix puts documentaries, right? Thrillers, horrors. It's all segmented, right?
It's all just...
You know what it is? The Grecian calendar and modern day society. Let's get the, what do we call it, James? User experience, the UX. Let's get that together because I can't have...
UX.
I can't have Mother's Day in March and Women's Month in August. That's a mess. Because I'm going through a pandemic right now.
Sorry, I'll speak to the Mayans, see what I can do.
What do the Mayans have to do with it? Wrong calendar. Grecians.
Well, I was also about
And
to
the
say...
Roman Empire.
I was about to say the boy Aristotle.
You know what the problem is? The Romans, these guys, they came, conquered the world, killed lots of people, changed the calendar. Then the Greek guys as well said, "Hey, go screw you." You know what I mean?
I'll set up a meeting with the boys and then I'll let you know.
Set up a meeting. You know, here's an idea. I'm pitching this to you. A lot of people might say, "Hey, the European Union already exists. Listen to this one. No politicians. Just set up a calendar meeting for people that were born before 1400.
There has to be a pun here somewhere. There has to be.
Set up just a round table. Arthur already did that, so it'll have a nice romantic feel. Like, okay, Arthur, not a real guy. He actually, set up a round table. I'd say we only need about, any country that has paid tax. So Greece, you're out. Spain, you're out. Italy, you're out. You don't pay taxes. Get out of here. But see if you can resurrect. Let's see if science is any good. Resurrect people from before 1400. Mostly from then. Yes, it is a bit sexist. Gentlemen, take a seat here. This calendar thing, we need to sort it out because in 2021, it's a shambles. People are worried about TikTok and being liked and pandering and you know what I mean? Gentlemen, because now science is so good, we've woken up. Julius Caesar's up. You know what I mean? Aristotle's in the mix. Maybe, Genghis Khan for a bit of fun. Hey, Genghis, what were you thinking? Now, you're not involved in the calendar. Obviously, people back then, you couldn't write. So, but just what were you thinking? Just pillaging half the world? And by the way, shout out to you. Rumor has it 33% of the world is related to you because your seed is strong. So, do you know what I mean? Just have a meeting with the guys. Say, all right, gentlemen, we're gonna have a break. Like at a seminar. So we will be breaking, but we kind of have to sort the whole calendar out for a tiny little thing called the whole human race. Okay, let's sort it out. January, boom. All right, Julius, what you got, pal?
See, my thing is, I'm not super keen on it. I just feel like it's gonna be such a timely exercise.
All right, we have to move on.
A timely exercise.
No, I'm fully aware of what you're doing there, and I want to invest as little energy in that as possible.
A timely exercise.
I'm not doing it. Hey, I may be interested.
No, not fair. Not fair. No. Julying.
You know what?
Julying. Stop.
James, we're going to move on. Let's march ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to do that one. Damn it. I was going to do Let's March On.
All right, what else we got?
Oh, that was good stuff. Senzo says, James just said breast month of the year.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Chinese and the rats, huh?
Yeah, so good.
See, now there's Bok questions, and I could have read the squad, and we could have...
Well, let's see what the question is. Maybe we can get into it. Don't worry about the squad.
The Bok team, leaning more towards pace and attacking the space than just, being physical and beating you up.
All right, we'll do some rugby tomorrow. I haven't actually seen it. But I know there was some contention, Apelele Fasi, starting on the wing in an article I read. So, okay, we'll talk some rugby tomorrow.
Sorry, that was from Kutle.
By the way, Alan Wynne-Jones, Gutlenkosi there. Gutlenkosi, yeah? Alan Wynne-Jones, man, liked him. I mean, we're still going to beat them 3-0. It's going to be embarrassing. We're going to pants them. But Alan Wynne-Jones, one of the most likable figures in rugby history. Unfortunately, I think broken wrist. But James, you know what I've always said? Rather a broken wrist than a broken heart.
Yes.
All right, what else we got, Jimbo?
Yes. Senzo says at this rate there'll be nobody left at Wimbledon. I'm trying to look now to see if I can get like a list of people that have pulled out.
No. I think you're thinking of the Olympics. Two different things.
No.
Serena's ankle all over the place. I think is it broken?
Yes.
Broken. I heard she had an
Hang on.
ankle
Ankle
injury.
Tearful Serena Williams retires from Wimbledon due to injury.
Terrible. That's not good news.
Yeah,
Roger's in.
I can't find it.
I think Rafa's out. Or is Rafa in?
I'll look into this. It'll be part of social media with James.
No, listen, the big problem is the Olympics. I don't think any guys aren't pulling out of Wimbledon.
I'm sure there's a thing with Nick. What's the dude's name? Nick
Kyrgios.
That one. I read
He's unbearable, by the way.
there was something about him. There was something about Djokovic also.
Yeah, Olympics. He's out. Rafa's out.
Yeah, then I definitely.
Although
could be thinking
Djokovic
about
has
that.
no place to stand, they went on a COVID tour during COVID. Him and his mates.
Nice, good stuff, dude.
Anyway,
Nice being in the public eye.
so I'll follow up. I haven't seen. Not sure what's happening at Wimbledon there, but we'll
I'll have a
follow
look.
up and we'll chat tomorrow about it.
Kutle says Fussy is starting on the wing. Keep an eye on him. Side fullback is best position.
No, he's. I mean, he's a proper player. Sharks guy.
Andrew Harrison.
And Kosa, of course. I mean, what you gonna do?
What a boy.
Kosa. I mean, we gave you. What do we give you? Mandela, Sia Khaleesi, and now Pelele Fassi. What do you people want?
There you go.
Sensational rugby player. Amadota. Shout out to Dale Amadota. A few of my cousins went there. Great school and produced so many Springboks. So another one. And he was a centre in school. I remember when people were talking about him back then. Superb player.
Andrew Harrison says, imagine Sheila with the England Wags back in the day. She kept Colleen in check.
Oh, so that's Colleen Rooney, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Colleen Rooney because Wayne Rooney has had more than one issue off the field, outside of the bedroom, when Colleen wasn't there. Twice, by the way, that's come up. And she's stayed strong. In fairness, maybe having the Rooney surname has made her 30, 40 million pounds. I don't want to say, you know what I mean?
Hey, look, Colleen's just rolling with the punches.
Although, I see what you did there.
Rolling with the punches
right.
because
Wayne Rooney got knocked out because of his celebration. Remember what happened there is he had a fake boxing match with somebody at home and they knocked him out.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was with someone famous, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like Rio Ferdinand or something like
No,
that.
no.
It was with someone.
No, Rio got into boxing. It was just him at home and it was by mistake.
Yeah.
and
He got taken out massively.
Yeah. Wayne Rooney trying to keep a lid on Colleen, huh?
Yeah, rolling
hey,
with the punches.
Listen, shout out Colleen, shout out to Sheila, and shout out ultimately to
Roy
who,
Hodgson.
hey, Ryan Giggs' wife stayed with him after that whole situation. So these,
I wonder where good old Ryan is currently.
on his way to jail, hopefully, if what he's being accused of is true. Although he's being accused, he's being trialed.
I don't know. I don't know if he was found guilty or.
Okay, well, that's a whole different thing for a different show. Do you know who you don't want to be though? You don't want to be Cheryl Cole. Actually, Cole cheated on her and she left immediately.
Yeah.
Where's the loyalty? If Giggs' wife can stay, Colleen Rooney stayed through too. And I mean, although the gold medalist, Sheila Shields, they should change the gold medal for women's football at the Olympics to the Sheila Hodgson medal.
And she's just posing like.
Yeah, here's how to be an apex wag.
And
Although,
an apex
having
legend.
said that's not a good one because the female footballers aren't wags. They're actually full-time pros. So, what would be a good sport? Like paddling. Is paddling an Olympic sport? Although skateboarding is, why not throw paddling in there? Let's just skateboarding. They should make the skateboarding gold medal should have Sheila Hodgson as just her with like a roast, like a chicken roast, a Sunday roast.
With the toad in the hole.
Toad in
Just
the
to
hole.
bring it full circle.
The medal has a hole. the gold medal has a hole. Actually.
That is shaped to. No,
Yeah.
we're becoming
Well,
crass, guys.
That
No.
medal is actually that's the unique medal. The skateboarding medal is called the Sheila Hodgson Gold Medal.
Wow. All right. We're changing the Olympics forever.
Yeah,
Messi is a free agent as of tomorrow.
that's so crazy, dude.
Senzo says.
So crazy.
Senzo also
It's so
says
crazy.
Rafa isn't playing Wimbledon and Olympics.
Yeah, listen, I've said this before. His game is just too demanding on those knees. And you got to remember, Rafa Nadal has been a wunderkind. I mean, I think they identified him at 10. Uncle Tony started with him at about, 13, 14. Do you realize Rafa Nadal, I think it was 14 years he didn't lose a game at Roland Garros. It might be more. Because from when he was a junior for however many years as a pro, he didn't lose a single match at Roland Garros. And it's more than 10 years. including junior and pro. Just outrageous. But his style is so demanding. It's all impact. That the heavy torque on his play. I mean, the shoulder, right? His shoulder, the knees. I mean, listen, you want to see a stud athlete? Go and watch Rafa Nadal 10 years ago. Go and watch some of the rallies and some of the stuff he's doing. Roger is just, I don't know, like a friggin' impala. Like, just all class all the way. So pretty low impact. His style can carry through. He's more technique. Rafa is going to bully you into the ground, and then he hits that topspin. By the way, hitting a topspin, if you've got a tennis racket, after this show, go to a tennis court or a wall and just hit 5 topspins in a row where you catch it and realize what it's doing to your shoulder. The torque. Oh, man, some player, some legend, all-timer. So Rafa out, huh? Hey, Roger, jump on it. Jump on it now.
Like a damn bunny rabbit.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. I don't know where I went with that.
Is it sexual? Because bunnies do the copious copulation thing a lot?
No.
Or are bunnies just good at seeing specials in newspapers and jumping on it and buying that TV?
Wasn't there like Roger the Rabbit or something?
Roger Rabbit, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Roger Rabbit. That's where I was going with that, apparently.
And is it jump on it? Oh, jump like a rabbit?
Rabbits.
Jump?
Rabbits are kind of known for that.
For hopping, though. That's hopping.
Semantics.
All right. Well, if you're going to make a joke, make it work.
Sensor says Sheila would never try it with Posh. Posh is different. Not even Fergie could control her.
Good point. They had to. She was so different. Fergie said, listen here. I'm happy for you to be happy, but you just can't do it here.
Yeah.
And in fact, you know what? I'm not going to make this mistake. Is you annoy me so much. Go and be Posh in a different country. So I want you to be happy. Yeah. And you're welcome to be what you are, not here. And in fact, yeah.
Just not how it works.
Just a different country.
Not at Manchester United.
A different country. Like I like what you guys are up to. Get all the money, but do it in Spain. Shout out Senzo there. Great comment.
Senzo says, no pun intended. And Zapeta says, Phil Bardsley knocked.
Yes.
Wait, Burnley Phil Bardsley.
Yes. He's a Man United graduate. Yeah, he was at United.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy who... Phil Bardsley. Go and look up. Type in Phil Bardsley Casino, where he's lying on the floor. Yeah, he's also had an incident. Bit of a guy, that Phil Bardsley.
Wait, what do you mean? Like a...
Yeah, no. I think he's the guy who made the shape around himself with money. Was that him or Grealish?
That did pop up when I typed in Phil Bardsley Casino.
And he's got the money shape around him.
Yep.
He made, yeah. I remember that. So,
Is
yeah.
he passed out in the photo, or?
I don't know. I think they're just being lads. You know how it goes. Phil Bardsley. All right, Jimbo, good stuff today, pal.
Good stuff indeed.
Jeez, we had a lot to talk about. Roy Hodgson, that'll change your show.
The old geezer.
If you have Roy Hodgson merch, I will wear it. I love him now. He is my favorite. James, good stuff.
Good stuff.
James, good to see you. Congratulations, by the way. Today is the oldest you'll ever be.
True.
I'm talking to you right now as the oldest version of yourself ever. So shout out to you.
And tomorrow will be different, but the same.
Tomorrow's not a given. I don't want to congratulate you on something you haven't done yet. I hate doing that. So you have to, number 1, stay alive. Number 2, be here. Those are 2 things that I don't know if those are going to happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
I'm fairly confident that they will happen tomorrow.
Listen, I bet Wayne Bridges' wife was fairly confident that they had a good thing going. So, people are capable of anything. And I'm open to that. Jimbo, good stuff, pal. Appreciate you. My name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. Listen, looking for the podcast, you can go either to cliffcentral.com, Cliff Central, of course, cliffcentral.com, Cliff Central app, or wherever you get your podcasts, the MKT Show. If you're on YouTube with us, remember to click like and subscribe to the channel. Be a friend, tell a friend. Like, share, subscribe. The MKT Show, of course, on every single day from 12 till 2-ish. 2-ish. My name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. For now, we are the hell out of here.